Okay, we're back. Slag Chapter 15. So last time, our party had been serenely floating high above the clouds in their friend's wizard castle. Wizard topped castle, and they had just awoken from a long rest after fighting a mysterious invisible stalker that had somehow found its way into the castle. And not long after that, they managed to rouse their host, the cloud giant Zephyros, who apparently had been knocked unconscious after trying to cast another commune with planes type of spell. And apparently affected more than just his consciousness because he couldn't even remember you guys. But yeah, you brought him up to speed soon enough, and he displayed just as much enthusiasm the second time for meeting you guys and finding the chosen ones and so on and so forth. So yeah, the rest of your journey, you were on the way to Tribor, and the rest of the trip was pretty uneventful until you actually drew near to the town. As you approached, there was actually a storm that arose up and was pretty nasty. And when Zephyros, who is a wizard, he tried to actually dispel the storm, or actually to control weather, and it didn't work, which was fairly worrying to him. So he kind of hustled you guys into the castle to take shelter from the storm and got you up into the second level. Well, except for Samuel, who of course had to sit in his chair in the ground floor. But through the door, you actually heard the sound of large flapping wings and multiple creatures landing out on the cloud surface. And they were shouting at each other in Dwarven. Shortly after that, the voices stopped, but then through the crack in the front door, these gaseous forms entered, and they actually moved forward and were trying to figure out what was going on until you guys engaged them in combat. And when you took one of them down, it turned out that they were indeed dwarves in gaseous form. Um, so there was a little bit of a battle there, all while this storm is raging outside, and you kind of managed to call the battle to a halt after one of them got knocked down. And you figured out that these dwarves were members of the Lord's Alliance, and they were a strike team that was sent from Mithril Hall, carried by a silver dragon to take down any cloud giants that they saw. And well, hey, here's a big floating castle. Looked like a likely target. So you managed to kind of talk them down from their attack, but not long after that, there was the sound of more combat from outside. That something was attacking the silver dragon that they arrived on, and yeah, it whatever it was huge. You actually saw it fly by, a much bigger winged form than a silver dragon, and it actually turned out to be a blue dragon, a much larger and much more ancient one that attacked the silver dragon and actually sent him through the castle wall and right into the main floor area where you guys were. And then it kind of leapt up to the second floor, and using its breath weapon, it actually destroyed the orb that was used to control the castle. And with the destruction of that orb, the castle immediately started to dive down and lose altitude towards the ground, which pretty much freaked everybody out. But you managed to coordinate. One of the dwarves just basically freaked out and ran outside, and he was actually picked up by the wind and flung over the side of the cloud. But the rest of the dwarves and you guys managed to get together a plan, and either riding the silver dragon, or I believe one of you took, I can't remember if you cast fly or possibly, I can't remember, I mean, maybe it was an animal form. But you managed to escape the castle as it plummeted down to the ground, and it basically crash landed about 2 miles outside of Tribor while the rest of you guys kind of glided back down. And the storm dissipated. The blue dragon, whoever it was, flew off upon destroying the castle's orb. Yeah, you managed to land successfully and kind of made your peace with the dwarves. They took off with the silver dragon and left you alone with Zephyros, who he said that he was going to try and repair his castle, but it would take him a really long time to do that because he'd have to basically construct a new control orb from scratch. So he was going to try and do his best to kind of shield the castle from prying eyes using illusions and whatnot. But he looked like he was going to have his hands full. So you bid him farewell and started heading towards the town of Tribor, and that's where we left off. So I'm going to move you to I was going to move you to the overland map first, just to kind of remind you guys where you were in the larger world. Let's see
All I
here.
gotta say is I'm glad we're out of that freaking castle. That was what, three sessions in
Yeah,
in
that
that
was
flying castle.
yeah quite a
That
lot
was a
of time.
long haul.
That was a long haul. It was a long trip, but and it's
It
still
was.
faster than it would have taken by foot, and you probably wound up having a lot fewer problems and altercations along the way than you otherwise would have. But here's where you are now, just outside of Tribor, right, kind of smack dab in the Desarin Valley. Um, so you essentially are kind of coming up. You landed not far off of the long road, so you were able to kind of walk your way back to that, and you figure that Tribor itself is about a mile and a half away. In terms of what you guys know about Tribor, I mean, most of you have been around, and it's actually a fairly well-known town. Samuel, you know that the Lord Protector of Tribor, her name is Darathra Shendel. She is actually a harper and an ex-adventurer, and that she has a reputation for being good-natured and fair, and someone who's easy to deal with. So you figure that you have a contact there if you need to make one. Groot and Mirror, you both have heard of a tavern in town that's known as the Tribor Arms, which is a place where rangers and scouts often hole up or offer themselves as guides to people. Um, and I guess if you guys want to make a wisdom insight check, I can see if you know or remember anything else about the town.
Tribord. I read about that.
It's a common place that they're actually really well known um, for their ironsmiths. They make a lot of like horseshoes and things for traveling caravans and so forth. Um, yeah, Groot,
I also want to clarify that I prefer the term invisible groupie.
invisible groupie.
Yeah, instead
Huh?
of invisible stalker.
Oh,
Oh, it's
he
just
was just a fan. That's it. Completely misinterpreted.
He just loved us. We
Hmm.
were his.
Yeah, you guys rolled good enough on your wisdom that you also remember that the dwarven proprietor of the inn in Nightstone, Morak Urgray, um, he actually mentioned this town as well. That one of Nightstone's villagers by the name of Darthag Ulgar, who ran the Lion Shield Coster in Nightstone, he was one of the captives in the Dripping Caves that got eaten up by rats while he was a prisoner there. And Morak mentioned to you guys in passing that his ex-wife, the guy who died, his ex-wife, Alestra Elgar, runs a similar establishment in Tribor, a Lion Shield Coster, and that you might maybe want to let her know that Darthag he passed on. Maybe you don't want to say he got eaten by rats in a goblin cave, but he thought it might be nice to mention that if you were to stop by to Tribor.
She might be happy he got eaten by rats.
yeah. We
Well,
never know. We
ex-wife,
don't
you
know how.
never
It's an
know. Yeah,
ex-wife.
didn't go into details on the separation, but could be an interesting thing. Other than that, yeah, Tribord is a mercantile town. It's obviously at the intersection of the Long Road and Evermore Way, so it's a lot of horses get sold there, and there's a lot of nearby ranches and farms. Blacksmith, harness makers, wagon works. So that's kind of what this place is known for. And also, it is known for guides as well for the surrounding wilderness. Like I said, a lot of rangers hang out at this tavern. The tribe, sorry, the what the hell is it called? Yeah, I said it's the Tribor Arms. Is that what it is? Hang on, now I'm
Yeah,
confused.
I think that's what you said.
That's what I said. I'm just trying to remember if that's right. Yeah, it is. Okay, because yeah, there's another place called has arms in the name. So yes, this tavern, apparently this tavern burned to the ground twice and has been rebuilt twice. It's kind of like Swamp Castle, except for fire. Um, but yeah, lots of rangers hang out there, and this I guess finally the main reason you were coming here as well is this Zindra Winterbow, who is the member of the Emerald Enclave. She's supposedly one of those guides that offers her services there, and she was the one that Mirror's father sent word to that you guys would be coming. So that is kind of your point of reference for Tribor. And I'm going to move us to a map of Tribor itself, which I'm hoping is
Cool.
going to work. It's kind of big. You guys would be approaching from the southwest. Oh, yeah, you guys are right here.
Purdy.
So, is there anything you guys want to do? You don't have to necessarily be right there. It's about midday. There's a number of stone cottages that kind of pepper the road as you get closer to town. Mostly stone wood buildings, nothing too extravagant looking. You can see a grove of trees off to the west. This map, if you look at the key, is kind of north is to the upper right. So the long road is traveling north. So to the west of town, there's this grove of trees kind of over here. Then other than that, that grove of trees actually stands out because it looks like the leaves, even though it's basically kind of summertime and the day is quite warm, those leaves actually look like it looks like it's autumn. They're brightly colored oranges and yellows and out of the norm for the time of year. Other than that, you can see a cluster of buildings as you draw nearer to town. I'll let you otherwise, though, dictate which way you guys want to go.
Well, we have a message to deliver, right? What time of day is it? Sorry, I forgot.
It's about midday.
Do you want to deliver that message right away? I don't remember the person, but
The message was your contact was supposed to be a Zindra Winterbow. That was the one that
Yeah, she was
the
she
notes.
was the one that was gonna get me my bow and whatnot, and then we had to.
we have to
Tell
deliver
her-
a note, right? There's a
Yeah,
note.
right.
Yeah, well, the note was delivered to Miros in Golden Fields, and it was warning about giant attacks looking for artifacts, and specifically there was supposed to be some interest or activity around the Tribor area, and they were worried that an attack of some sort might be imminent. So you were sent there essentially to warn them and to try and figure out what might be, if there was any truth to it, or how it might be prevented, or anything along those lines.
Well, let's talk to the head honcho. Let's talk to city guard and say, hey, is there a city council here?
Yo.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you.
Oh my god. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I finally have everything working.
Oh, is your
Alright,
mic on mute all this
hey.
time?
Well, no, I don't know what happened. Skype was saying my mic wasn't working.
Hmm.
I had to move to a different USB port on my computer, apparently.
Oh.
Because I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
No, this is the first we heard you. Other than when you said hello. Interesting.
All right. Well, I'm here now.
What do you want to do, Kyle?
Who is it that we were supposed to see? What was the name?
Winter bow.
Winterbow?
Zindra Winterbow is the Emerald Enclave. She's a ranger, and she's the one that Miros from Golden Fields specifically suggested you seek out, and that the note
Let's
kind
do
of
that.
suggested that you the note actually suggested that Miros contact her because he knows her from a while ago. But since he's kind of stuck in Golden Fields, and you guys offered to go there and check it out and follow up on it. And that's who you contacted. And also, again, being members of the Emerald Enclave yourself, you could wrangle a way to get, the bow that you're looking for? Mirror, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
trade in, I can't remember what it was. It is a great,
The club.
Club +1.
yeah, great club. So that's one
as we
contact.
come in-
Again, Samral, Kyle, Samral knows the Lord Protector, who is basically the person in charge of the town. That Darathra, God, these names. Darathra Shendrel. She's a harper and ex-adventurer. So you would have kind of a in. You haven't met her before, but you know of her through your harper network. You would probably have an in with her if you wanted to speak with her.
Yeah, and this message isn't like confidential, so we could basically tell them both, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from
As we come into town, is there like a guard or anything that we can kind of ask for directions?
I was gonna say you don't. It's not a walled town like Golden Fields is. It's just basically an open town. That grew organically at this crossroads. So, and it's mostly most of the town is farmland or ranches, with a cluster of building at the center. So they don't really have like normally a town patrol. They do have. I mean the Lord Protector is the person who's pretty much in charge, but her decrees and the local laws are enforced by a group known as the 12, which is basically a squad of a dozen mounted warriors that get drawn from a militia. But they don't like have a town guard apart from the 12, really, and certainly nobody patrolling the road that you can see. Right now,
It's interesting being at a crossroads like this. They're not like a bigger town.
yeah, well, it's like I said. I mean, it's not like this bustling metropolis or anything. It's kind of it's a mercantile town. So people passing by will stop there to get supplies and mainly again to outfit wagons and get horses or things like that, or to contact a guide. But it's usually very small groups moving through, so it's not a lot of year-round residents that aren't directly involved in that trade.
So kind of like an old west town.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, pretty much.
Well, let's head to the center, I guess, and maybe we can find an inn or that general store. You know?
Something where we can talk to someone.
Okay.
I bet if we found that the ex-wife's shop, she could probably direct us where to go from there.
So as you're entering town from the southwest on the long road, you pass by these cottages here, and you don't see anybody out and about. They do look like they're lived in. They're not abandoned or anything, but you don't see anybody out on the road at the moment anyway, or in their yards, I should say. Passing by to here, the ground starts to slope up a little bit. You do see off to the right on the top of this slope, there's what looks to be a pretty large cemetery or a graveyard of some sort. To the west, it looks like a large ranch area. And let me know if you guys want to deviate or stop off or do anything, but otherwise I'm going to keep moving you along towards the center of town.
That's okay.
And as you draw up to about here, there's a building on your right. And let's see, this is a fairly detailed town, so I got to constantly look this stuff up here. This one is, okay. Excuse me. This actually is what looks to be a tavern. And it does bear the signs of having suffered fire damage once or twice in the past. And you can see that there is actually a sign out in front that is labeled the Tribor Arms. And in front as well, there's a man leaning up against the front door, and he kind of sees you approaching, and he kind of nods to you and smiles pleasantly, but he's not like super close, but he just kind of raises his hand in friendly greeting.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello, sir.
Hello to you.
Is this the tavern in town? The only one, or are there more?
He says that this is the best tavern in town. Yes.
Well then,
You
let's
might,
go in, guys.
yeah. There's a bunch of other. There's at least one other place you can get a meal at the Everwyvern House, but I doubt they'd let you in there.
Why not?
Why's that?
Oh well, just because. Well, the guy who runs it's a son of a bitch who's really snooty.
Doesn't
Snotty.
like the adventuring types.
Yeah, he'd be pretty. Yeah, he would probably turn up his nose at you guys if you were to show up on his doorstep. It's only the hoity-toity rich guys that he likes to host.
We're definitely gonna have to show up there on one day.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
feeling like we need to go there, but we can let's go here first and get to know
Yeah.
the good people before we go start messing with that guy.
Yeah. If you guys want to come on in, feel free to make yourselves at home.
Is this your establishment?
Yeah, my name's Nemrith, and you guys actually, as you get closer and approach, you can see that his skin is actually quite red. You first kind of mistook it for sunburn of some sort, but it looks like that's his natural pigment of his skin. He's wearing kind of a hat, but his features definitely look pointier than normal, and not in an elven sort of way.
Tiefling?
Possibly.
Eh.
But he says, yeah, my name is Nemeth.
Nemeth.
I run this
Hey.
fine establishment. It's been burnt down twice and built back twice, and I'm not going to ever let
Yeah,
this thing go out of business.
How was it burnt down? Just random fire? Was there? Do you have any tales? Is there a dragon? What caused it to burn down?
I'm sure there's a great tale for that. Why don't you come on
Let
in?
me
I'll
check.
tell you.
Let me
check.
I'm
the
gonna check
notes.
my diary.
No, well,
Maybe
first
it's a
time,
nice-
yeah, first time was lightning. Second time, we never found out the cause, but I've got my suspicions.
Was it that jerk who runs the other tavern in town?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily go that far as to accuse anyone, but I wouldn't put it past him.
So we're looking for Miss Winterbow, right?
Oh, Zindra? Zindra Winterbow?
Zendra Winterbow, yes. Is it a miss? Is it a he or she? I guess I
She,
don't know.
yeah.
She.
You were told that it was a, female.
She.
Yeah,
Winterbow.
Zindra, she's a regular here. She oftentimes will offer her services out as a guide to, passing travelers and whatnot, but haven't actually seen her in a while.
Oh,
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
We're members of her enclave and just wanted to catch up and say howdy.
Oh, Enclave members. Okay, yeah. Well, she should be right up your alley then in terms of whatever it is you guys do. But yeah,
We
she
do
actually,
enclave stuff.
yeah, she
just enclave things.
she a few days ago she did stop by here and say that she was going to be out of town for a few days and said to direct any client requests to some of the other guides, but she didn't really go into detail about what she was doing. She did mention something about receiving some kind of important intelligence or something that needed investigating. But I don't know. Is that anything you guys know about?
Dave, you're on mute.
Oh,
Ah, right. No, we've been on the road for quite a while, so
Well, we have news for her as well, so we wanted to talk to her. That was really important for us. Huh.
Yeah, well, if she stops back in here, I'll definitely can let her know that you guys are looking for her. Are you going to be staying in town here, or?
Yeah, do you got a room here?
yeah. Is this just a tavern or is this an inn as well? You have rooms. we'll be
This is
looking-
actually, we've just got a tavern here. We do have several places you could stay in town. You could try the the North Shield House, or you could try Caravan Campground. Again, I wouldn't bother with the Everwyvern House. That snooty son of a bitch Draven's just gonna turn up his nose as soon as you show up, even if you had coin to spend there. But yeah, I'd probably recommend North Shield House.
all
See,
right.
Zindra tends to she doesn't actually have a permanent residence here in town. She spends a lot of days, most of her days out on the road as a guide, but when she does stay here for more than a night or so, she usually, I think, just sets up at the caravan campground. But if you guys are looking for someplace a little bit more than just a tent, yeah, North Shield House probably be what I'd recommend.
Anything on the ground would be great for me personally. It's been a very up in the air kind of trip for us.
Well, a campground's going to get you closest to the ground, but I don't know if it's going to be the most comfortable, but that'll definitely get you closest to the ground. Well, you guys been, you said you've been
Have
up
you
in
ever
the air.
ridden
What?
in a flying cat? Have you ever ridden in a flying castle before?
No, can't say I have though.
It's pretty cool
Ah.
till the end.
Yeah, it's pretty cool until it goes crashing to the ground.
The crash is the worst
Just
part.
FYI.
Well, wait a minute. I thought I heard something about an hour ago out back that way a ways. Was that, you're saying there is a castle crashed to the ground that you were on? Is that you guys?
Well, not us in particular.
We saw it
Might
off,
have been involved.
off the road.
Are you trying to dissuade him or, pretend like you don't know anything about this, or what is your attitude here?
I guess I forgot. Were we trying to keep?
Yeah,
I don't want.
he covered it up and was trying to obfuscate it. So
Oh yeah.
Are you going to try and pawn this off, Paul, or are you just going to roll with your faux pas?
I guess I forgot about it. So oops. I guess I'm not very smart. I'll go.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Can I have a beer? And I,
Are you off your meds again?
I think so. And I pull out a couple gold coins and go, can I get a round of beers for my crew here?
Certainly so. Certainly so. In fact, you know what? First round's on the house since you guys seem to be friends of Zindra. So it looks like
Do
you've
you have
been.
any food as well? So I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've got cold cuts and whatnot, but I'd be more than happy to throw together some sandwiches for you guys, and I probably got some fruit in the back too.
Yeah, I'll take a salami sandwich.
I want a pastrami on rye.
Pastrami on rye. Okay, coming right up.
With oranges.
Hassan Pfeffer.
Don't know what I can do about the oranges. That's a little outside of our normal growing season, but yeah, I'll do what I can for the rest of it though. So he kind of goes back behind the bar. There are actually a few other patrons in here. Looks like mostly farmers or locals. You do spot some guys that look like they're dressed more in kind of typical ranger gear, like they'd be out wandering about, offering their services as guides. But it's like I said, it's midday, so it's not like it's a bustling crowd or anything.
All right.
So yeah, it takes him probably maybe 10 minutes to whip together some sandwiches and some food and bring that out to you guys. Yeah, and he says, "Yep, no problem on the house for your first visit. Any friend of Zindra's is a friend of mine. She brings a lot of reliable business our way."
What's the name of the person who leads the town? What do they call that around here again?
The Lord Protector is the title.
Lord Protector.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the person.
I was gonna just ask him where the Lord Protector stays.
Oh yeah, you're probably looking at the tower of the Lord Protector, which is basically right in the center of town. It's a
All right.
big kind of fort-looking building. You can't miss it.
Perfect.
Do they ever have contracts where they're looking to hire adventurers or anything?
For official town business, that usually gets something that the 12 would handle. The 12 or I don't know if you know about them, but they're basically the ones that get called up to enforce the decrees of the Lord Protector. And usually that's how that gets handled. It's fairly rare that outside help is needed, but guess it would depend on what the situation was.
Okay.
Why are you offering your services?
Always looking for more work.
Hmm.
More work is more coin.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there is any number of opportunities all over town if you were to stop in and poke around. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything I can offer you at the moment. As you can see, it's not exactly overflowing with business, so I can pretty much manage these days on my own. But I'd ask around. I'm sure there's lots of opportunities you can find. Okay, so you guys finish your drinks, finish your meal. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the Tribor Arms?
I think we should go talk to the Lord Protector.
Sure.
Yeah.
Since Zindra isn't around.
Okay. So you guys then bid him a fond farewell.
So before we leave, since he kind of knows her, does she have any friends around town that she works with that may know where she would have gone or anything?
The rangers around here, they generally kind of operate independently of one another. As I said, she doesn't actually have a permanent residence in town and no family that I'm aware of. So I'm not sure that she would have left any information with anyone but me. But yeah, so I don't think, like I said, you might try the Lord Protector to see if she knows. Darathra,
Yeah,
but
you said it. She said a couple days.
yeah, it was a couple days ago, several days ago.
Okay. So she could
Alright.
come back anytime then.
She could usually, yeah. When she offers her services as a guide, it's typically to or from a location or around the area. If it's to or from, it's an escort job, and that would probably take a while. But this specifically, she said that she was acting kind of independently on some information that she'd gotten that she
Right.
was investigating. So that didn't seem like it was a for hire thing. That seemed like it was more of a something personal,
Personal, yeah.
or outside of her normal business. So couldn't really say how long
Well-
she'll be gone.
Thanks for your help, and I'm gonna give him a couple gold.
Oh, well,
Just thank him.
thank you kindly, sir. You're always welcome back here. So, yep, that was Nemeth. And so if you guys go back to the long road and proceed heading north, and again, you guys stop me if you want to stop and investigate anything along the way, but I can kind of briefly describe the buildings as you pass them. To your immediate right on the road is what looks like Wainwright's Wagons. It's basically it's got its own horse-driven sawmill and looks like lumber storage and that sort of thing. To the left across the street is looks like the Happy Horse Ranch. Like obviously stables and lands ranching for horses, for selling them and training them and raising them and so forth. It's a big 2-story log house and pretty extensive grounds. As you draw into town, there are numerous people kind of moving back and forth through town. It's midday, and you see a number of farmers and what looks like tradespeople moving around, going to and fro. The main building in the center of town is pretty much what kind of draws your attention immediately. This square is pretty large and open. Looks like it's an open space that might be used as a market by local farmers and peddlers at some point. But it's only at certain times. Right now, there's no open market going on, so it's just kind of a more open, wider open space. But right in the middle of it is a 2-story tower, which is what you're indicated where the Lord Protector. It's called the Tower of the Lord Protector. It's kind of a simple stone keep. It actually leans decidedly to the east, interestingly. Hanging above the entrance is the dusty banner of the Lord Protector, which depicts 3 black boars running towards the head of the banner on a blood red field.
Yeah. Head to the
And-
door.
Yeah, let's head up.
Okay. So you head to the front door of the tower, which I think is right there. Yeah, big solid door. There's no guard out in front that you can see. There's a knocker on the door, which you're free to pound on if you wish.
Does it appear like a place you would knock, or does it appear like a open building, like a town hall that people would just walk in and out of?
Hard to tell. There's no sign like keep out or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
If do you want to actually like listen at the door or?
Yeah.
Go ahead
Stop
and
and
make
just
a
kinda see.
perception check. You actually do hear voices coming from within. Looks like multiple voices talking. One of them male and one or two more. I'm sorry, one of them female and one or two more that are male.
I'm gonna knock and try to open the door,
Okay.
kind of thing.
You knock, and you hear a voice yell out not long after you knock, just a moment, be with you in a moment.
Okay.
And yeah, with your perception roll, you can actually kind of make out what's being said even through the door. Did you actually say you opened the door?
Well, I was gonna try check to like see if it was unlocked, and
Yeah, it does not appear to be
That's
locked,
out.
so it actually does start to open, pull open.
Okay.
Um,
and as they say, just a second, then I'll just stop from opening the door and say, "All right,"
okay.
or yell.
Yeah, even with the door ajar, you could definitely hear these voices, and it sounds like definitely two voices raised. One of them saying, "I'm telling you, Mrs. Lord Protectra, the priest told us he ain't none for lying. Murek's still at home. I'm telling you, he never even left. I'm telling you, that's the truth."
No. Should we
They're
knock
looking.
We
You did knock.
Yeah, we
did.
knock.
again?
No.
They said just a second.
Yeah, they said just a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Give 'em a second.
So then you hear a woman's
But I'm
voice
impatient.
answering that, and she says, "I understand you're still looking for answers, but I don't think there's anything to it. Murek ran away with a lady friend, much to the embarrassment of his wife, and he hasn't seen fit to contact you. However, I promise I'll look into it, but if you two bother that poor lady again, I'll have the 12 throw you in the jail for a fortnight. You understand me?" And you hear some grudging.
Somebody's in trouble.
So yeah, you see two guys coming out. The door is like I said, partly open, and you can see there's like kind of a entry foyer type area, and beyond that is some kind of like maybe a meeting room or a council room or something. And coming out of that, you see two guys. They look like farmers. They're coming out, and they kind of have this perturbed look on their face. And coming from behind them, you see a woman who's middle-aged. She's basically wearing a more or less simple, not a uniform, but looks like something an official would wear. And she's also bearing that same symbol that you saw, the Lord Protector symbol, as a emblem on the uniform that she's wearing. So the two guys head towards you, and the woman says, "Just a minute. I've just got to wrap this up, and I'll be right with you." She actually wanders off to the side where looks like another room with an alcove where there might be a desk or something that she needs to write something down. The two guys head towards the door, and they kind of look you up and down curiously, and out of towners, huh?
I looked them up and down. Seriously.
Yeah, we're new to town.
You betcha.
You betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you guys from out of town.
Honorary.
Yeah, it's you're not from around here. Maybe you'd even be willing to help us out. They kind of look back in the room see if the woman's gone. Yeah,
You need help with something?
well, Yeah, we do actually. Our brother's supposedly been dead for quite a long time now, but we don't believe that he's dead.
Your brother? So are you you two are brothers? I take it.
Yeah, that you can tell that they're actually brothers to each
Okay.
other.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah. But
All right.
anyway, yeah, he supposedly ran off with this woman or some mistress or another, but he would have contacted us and he never did. So, yeah, if I think we need investigation into this, and if you can find out what happened to him, then yeah, we'd be willing to. He had this magical bow that we'd be more than happy to give you.
Wow.
I- oh, jeez.
I say we're in.
We're in.
The S said we're in.
I wiped the drool from Mirror's mouth.
Whereabouts do you guys live? Well, we have to talk to the Lord Protector real quick, and we can stop by your house and get some more information and see if we can help you.
Yeah, it's well, we're actually from out of town. We live in a nearby farm, some miles away. But we've been staying around here. We actually are staying at the campground. But yeah, I guess you probably need some information to go on. His name is Mirak, and he disappeared without a trace about a decade ago. His wife was named Tolmara. She's the one that runs the this what the hell is it called? I'm sorry. There are so many freaking things in this town. The six something. Six as in the number six, not sick. Six Windows, yeah. She runs the Six Windows boarding house on the west side of town. Anyway, she said that he probably ran off with one of his lady friends, but we never bought that. We keep asking questions around. The rumor that we keep hearing is that Mirak had an affair with the innkeeper over at oh God, the North Shield House, the North Shield House Inn.
Ah, so he has a thing for innkeepers, I see.
That's kind of interesting. Never thought about that actually, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, she's always
Man has a type.
this Earl Gala Meltimer. She runs the North Shield House Inn. She's always denied this whole affair thing, but I don't know. There was this. We went to the Talking Troll, and where there's this priest of Helm likes to hang out, and we asked him for his help. Anyway, we gave him a couple gold, and he actually talked to Helm about our brother. And this priest claimed that Helm said that Mirak was still right at home and had never left. So, maybe the god's lying, but not her. So, yeah.
Well, if he supposedly ran away and she's still here, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So that one doesn't add up.
Yeah, well, exactly. And she won't give us the time of day. So.
All right. Well, that's
Well, maybe we'll have to stay there and try to get some information.
Yeah, anything you
Sounds
can
like,
find
yeah, we
out.
got-
Like I said, we'd be really grateful, and let us know. We'll be at the campgrounds for at least the next couple days. So
All right,
If
where
you
to
need
find
any more info, we'll come talk to you.
awesome.
Cool.
Well, hope you enjoy your stay in town, and careful dealing with her. She's got temper.
We heard.
right.
So they move on their way, and shortly after that, the Lord Protector Darathra, I can't pronounce anyone's name today, Darathra, she comes out. Yeah, I already kind of described her to you, but like I said, you know of her, Samril, as being, a fair person. You didn't really find out too much about her personality, but she does appear to be friendly enough and welcoming to you guys. And she says, so what can I do for you fine folk? It looks like you're from out of town, obviously. But what might we do for you here in Tribor?
Well, we came here looking for what
Our
Several-
winter bow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zintra.
yeah.
Zindra.
Zindra Winterbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the rangers that generally likes to hang out down at the tavern. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, if you're looking to meet her, she's out of town, I think.
Well, we have some information we were gonna share with her, but I don't think it's private information. And as the Lord Protector around here, we figured we could share with you as well.
What's the information you have?
It was a note, right?
It's about giant activity
Yeah,
happening near Golden Fields, and people are concerned that there were rumors of an attack or activity near Tribor, and we were sent to tell you about it.
Golden Fields and
Yeah.
Nightstone have
Yep.
both had like artifacts taken from their towns, and they were worried that if there are any like artifacts in this area, that you could come under attack as well. So
Well, she says that, yeah, Zindra did come to me asking about artifacts or something like that, which there's nothing like that here that I'm aware of in Tribor. Just as an aside, I don't think the giant there weren't any artifacts that you're aware of in Golden Fields that were taken.
no.
Yeah, it was just the one.
Yeah,
Artifact
the giants in
Oh.
Golden Fields are just looking for food.
Ah, right.
I guess you could
Yeah.
count as an artifact in their eyes, but not in most. But yeah, Darathra says that she did come to her, Zindra did come to her in asking about artifacts, which she, again, said she knew nothing. But Zindra did say basically what you just said, that she'd received disturbing intelligence about giant activity in the area and was going out to investigate them and to meet up with a band of adventurers who she assumes you guys are. She didn't give descriptions, but she did actually leave town, a couple days ago.
Might
Well,
have-
she
maybe
wasn't
she
meeting
did
up with
go
us.
Yeah, she missed us if she was trying to meet up with us, because here we are.
Yeah,
But
last I heard she was heading to the west, but I don't know where she intended to go in that direction, or what was the specifics of her leaving.
Other
my-
than that, have you heard any information about giants in the area? Do you know if there are any? Do you hear that
Well,
from travelers or anything?
It's been generally known, and we've gotten other travelers traveling through town that have spoken of such things. At least recently, it does seem like there's been a lot of giant activity, people being ambushed on the roads, and every once in a while they come smashing through, causing destruction through some towns. But we've not seen anything like that here in Tribor.
that's good. But we just thought, being the protector of the town, thought that'd be good information for you.
Yes, well, it is good to know. In fact, I was actually just going to rouse up the 12. We heard there was some mysterious crash off to the north side of town. I was going to send some of the 12 out to investigate that. From what I
wouldn't
understand.
worry about that.
Why is that?
We know what that was. That was nothing.
Small
Well-
tornado that took off some trees. That's all.
A tornado. Are you trying to? Okay. Mirror, go ahead and roll a deception check, which I think would be, again, 5e. I can never remember what skill that is.
Charisma.
Go get a
No,
beer.
It is a deception. Yeah, so just go ahead and make a
Persuasion?
deception check.
or deception. Yeah, deception is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take my inspiration.
Okay. She says a tornado. Well, there was a storm that we saw pass by far to the north. So you're saying it was a tornado? We actually got some reports of something actually landing or crashing to the ground. We could hear it from far off, but you're saying that was actually a tornado touching down? Interesting.
Yeah, it just took some trees, and I mean, we were on the road. We had to take cover.
You didn't see anything else then?
No.
Well, I guess then it makes it a bit less urgent, but I'll probably need to send somebody out there to investigate sooner or later. But
We'll
if
go
it
look
was,
if you want us to.
I'm gonna show her my pendant and kind of
Okay. Your Harbor sigil.
that, yeah.
Okay. Well, that
we-
she, when she notices that, and she then, her eyes kind of widen a little bit, and she says, "Oh, I didn't realize you were one of the Harpers."
Yeah, there's we were involved in that, and there's nothing to worry about out that way. It's safe. But
Okay. Why don't you make a persuasion check, but with advantage?
all right. Persuasion.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So she stops to think it over, and she says, "And you're sure there's no danger to the town or something that we should be concerned about then?"
I'm much more worried about this letter that we have to contact Winterbow about the giants. I think that's a much more pressing concern.
Well, I'm inclined to take your word for it then. Then I think we can put off any further investigation if you feel like it's not a pressing issue. We'll have to keep an eye out, of course, and whatnot. But it sounds like you're looking for artifacts or something like that. I can't think of where that. We don't have anything like in Nightstone. I've heard of Nightstone. There's some big stone there. That's what it's named after.
Right.
But we don't have
Not
anything like
anymore.
that in town. So I'm not sure what they could be thinking about. But
So you've heard of no giant activity at all in the area?
well, like as I said, we get tales from travelers passing through that that there have been a lot more. There's been a lot more giant activity in general, but certainly nothing within Tribor
Right.
itself.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
dragons.
We were just coming to, deliver the message to Miss Winterbow, and my father was actually in contact with her to let us know of our arrival. So perhaps that's why she went out looking for us.
Well, she did
But-
say that she was going to meet up with some adventurers in response to some intelligence that she had received.
Right.
So, yeah, as I
And-
said, I don't know where specifically she went, but she did head out of town to the west. She may have stopped at the Tribor Travelers on her way out. I don't know. That was kind of in the
Yeah.
direction she was going.
Hmm.
She also
think
stopped,
it
I think,
might
at the
be just-
campgrounds on her way out of town too. But that's, I think,
I
where
think
she.
it might be best if we just stay here and hope she returns in a day or so.
Yes, well, it definitely, as I said, you're welcome to stay, and if you do find any other intelligence out, if you don't have any other leads that we could use to investigate this,
No,
Ourselves?
not at this time.
well, we'll.
No, yeah, the message said to talk to her, so I don't know if she may have more information. It sounds like she might have been keeping her pulse on this, so she may know more than she's let on, even.
Yes, it's hard to say. She's never been deceptive or anything like that around us, so I can't say that I would suspect her of any kind of deviousness in that regard.
And I doubt she lied, but she may have omitted information even.
Possibly, yeah. She is a close one. Those Emerald Enclave types can be a little bit close sometimes.
Whoa.
They can. I know two of
She's
them.
not lying, by the way. But in any case,
Whoa.
She noticed our sigils, right? I'm sure.
did you flash them out?
I don't.
I don't hide mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
No,
think
proud
we-
of it.
We wear it like on our
I'm
uniform.
proud of it.
You know.
Okay.
Our armor.
That's true. I guess it's more the Harpers themselves that are a little bit more discreet about
Inclusive.
Right.
exhibiting their traits. So
Yeah. I have a necklace with the emblem,
mhm.
you know, right out in the open. So
Okay, that's actually good to know because some factions have certain attitudes towards others, and openly displaying your faction like that actually could influence the way they react to you. There's definitely no problem between the Enclave and the Harpers.
right.
They get along generally. That, if anything, was just kind of a ribbing towards the Enclave,
Sure.
more of a friendly thing. Okay, well, yeah, if yeah, she doesn't really have any more that information that she can give you, but she will have the 12 keep their eyes peeled. She can't really spare them, any of them going out and like looking for Zindra Winterbow
Right.
herself.
Oh,
But they're going to keep their eyes peeled, and she thinks that they should possibly step up the rotation of the guard, but without any kind of specific lead as to where this attack might be coming from or where. It's going to be just kind of more of a general vigilance type of situation.
right.
Absolutely. And as soon as you hear any information or learn anything, let us know because we'd like to help defend the town if it is in danger.
Well, that's very generous of you. Well, where do you plan to be staying in case we do need to contact you?
Which boarding house was that we wanted to
No,
stay at?
no,
So
it's the white something
shield.
shield.
North Shields?
there.
Not the one with the 6 in it, but the other one.
Yes, I probably
silver
wouldn't.
Shield.
I wouldn't recommend staying
Not
at the
the
6 windows myself. Yeah, you're probably thinking of the North
Is
Shield.
it
Inn.
extra snooty?
Yeah,
Is
what's
that what-
this? We heard
what's
some
the deal?
place
We've heard
is
that
really
guys
snooty and
Why is it
Guys,
snooty?
it is snooty. Oh, who
Uh,
are you
uh,
talking to?
a tavern, another tavern.
One of his
was it
competitors.
An inn.
Well, the tavern keep at the
Tribor Arms.
The tribal.
Tribor
Oh, okay.
Arms.
So you talked to another. Okay, yeah. Well, if
Nemoth said that, you know, don't stay at this one place because he'd probably turn us away, even if we have money.
he's too snooty and he hates people that don't have money.
I have an
Seems
idea.
to be-
I have an idea of who you're talking about. Yeah, that would be. See, I got to cross-reference all of this here.
you
uh,
can't even keep it straight.
I can't keep
We're
it straight.
gonna
And I'm
do
sorry.
it.
This is such a huge web of interconnected things as it usually is. The Everwyvern House.
Yes, that sounds right.
And that
We're not
is.
staying there.
Yeah, we were told that he's too snooty and wouldn't like us.
Well,
Turn us away.
yes,
Although
I
we
have
do
heard.
like a challenge.
What was that?
But although we do like a challenge.
Yeah, I've. I'm not going to recommend one business in town over another. That's not really my place to say. But if we'll just say that he is more discerning, I should say, as to what kind of clientele that he prefers to keep at his establishment.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yes, the North Shield is probably your best bet in terms of a place to stay. The North Shield House.
All right. Well, that's where we'll be if you need to contact us further.
Excellent. Okay, and she, I am in the process of looking for it now on this map, so I can point it out to you. And if you guys want to annotate the map by like over any of these buildings, again, this the Tribor Arms was right here.
Well,
Right where?
The Tribor Arms was, yes, that building right there. And I am looking for. There it is. Okay. The Everwyvern House, the one that you were supposed to avoid, the snooty place, that was actually over there.
it looks snooty.
And the North Shield Inn, or the North the North Shield house is actually right here.
Ah, that's where I was gonna guess. What's this big building?
That is actually the Lion Shield Coster, I believe.
Ah, you wanna
It's
stop
called the
there, too?
Lion's Share, actually. And that's where the ex-wife of the victim of
Yeah.
Nightstone is supposedly living. The campground is... There is actually a text tool you can use, you know that?
I'm trying.
You don't
We
have
got,
to
what, 3 of 'em
freehand draw.
Well,
It just...
put tribal arms in there. It's like it's like 2 inches tall. Sorry,
Jerk.
2 centimeters tall. Yeah, let's try that.
The handwritten annotations really do add this great flavor to it. In pink. I just see him with a... He says that's a rub map of the time. Jerk. And I imagine being in crayon for some reason.
Right. Colored pencil.
What else we have? She actually does, when she kind of takes you as you're leaving the place out of the front door of the tower. She does kind of point around to the various other buildings. So you already kind of passed by Wainwright's Wagons, which is that building there. Across the street directly is the
I can't see that.
what's that?
Oh, and he put some text up there. It's like too small to read.
Oh yeah, that is pretty small type. But yeah, that's for Tribor Arms.
Is that better? Are you happy?
I don't see anything.
No.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There was a delay.
I think that's a little big.
That might be a bit exaggerated. We're all getting old. I can't see anything. Yeah, the font if Jerk was here, or that size anyway, is probably appropriate.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Lives here.
I
a
always
good
bitch
size.
about this, but I really wish Roll20 would do like an outline font where it's like the center of the letters one color and the outside is
Yeah, that'd be great.
it really this monocolored text doesn't ever show up very well. But it's good enough to read for now.
Yeah.
We got 2 things labeled. We did great.
Yeah, and again, the North Shield is just reinforcing here. The North Shield Inn is someplace where I can't click because Chrome is frozen. Here we go. That's North Shield Inn. And this is the Lion's Share.
The one that's next to the town hall.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the town hall is actually it's called the Tower of the Lord Protector, but town hall works too.
That's really too long to type.
Yeah. Oh yeah, white shows up much better. Well, again, it depends on the back. If you put it on the building. Again, that's why you want the outline. Oh, nice. Look at this. Self-annotating maps. So anyway, yeah. That's about all that Durathra has to say. But she, again, thanks you for stopping in to see her, and she will contact you the minute she sees or hears anything about Zindra or about giants for that matter.
Okay.
All right. So I want to go down to the Wyvern place.
The
Let's meet this jerk.
The what?
the
What's the name
Everwyvern,
of it? The white.
the Everwyvern house.
Everwyvern. The Everwyvern house. I want to go there.
Yeah.
Let's meet this jerk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which way are you going to head?
Down the street. I mean,
Yeah, this way.
let's see, like basically down here and down like that.
Okay. So heading down the Evermoor way. Okay.
Get
So
rid
yeah,
of that.
you're walking down. You do see actually in front of the lion's share. You do actually see someone outside of it. There's a guy who is looks like he's nailing some kind of parchment onto a post in front of the lion's share itself.
Ooh, I run up to him and I say, "Hey, what you doing?"
Well, it's funny because you run up to him as he's doing this, and there's actually a group of farmers that are passing by in the opposite direction, and you run, hey, what you doing? And at the very same time, these farmers shout at him as well, and they shout something like, "Go back to yonder!" And you hear him actually start laughing and everything, and the guy kind of cringes a little bit, and then like turns over to you, and like he's got kind of a half fearful look in his eyes. And
I say, "Hey, what you doing?"
I'm putting up a notice.
That's creepy.
What's the
Okay.
notice say? Read the notice.
Hey,
It says, look, we haven't done anything, so would you just leave us alone?
who are you? I'm new in town. I'm just meeting people. Nice to meet you. And I hold out my hand. I'm Sarandiel from the Feywild. Who are you?
Okay, yeah. Well, he looks at you, and it kind of dawns on him. Okay, you're probably not in this associated with the farmers that just walked by and insulted him.
Yeah.
But he at first wasn't sure what to make of you. As he kind of puts the two and two together, he kind of loses a little bit of the tension in his shoulders, and he says, "Oh, hello. Yes, I guess I can kind of see that you're from out of town, but
Yep.
yes." And here I have to get his name. I am Narth.
Hi, Narth. I'm Sarandiel. I hold out my hand again to shake. Nice to meet you.
He shakes it, and he says, "Yeah,
So
The
what's
owner?
going on?
To
Well,
the owner.
yes, I do own this establishment, and together with Frack. What's her name?
Frack. I
Aliestra.
don't know him.
Aliestra. In any case, yeah, I'm afraid that the store is closed at the moment, but we'll be opening back up soon.
Okay.
What kind of store are you?
What do you sell?
Well, we're
These are my friends, by the way. These guys. He's
We're-
a
We don't
harper.
know him.
we're part of the Lion Shield Coster, and so we sell all sorts of things.
I am Groot.
He's Groot. She's
Yeah,
weird.
you guys know what the Lion Shield Coster is. Basically, they're basically like a various and sundry type store selling provisions. Yeah, they sell animal gear, animal fodder, provisions, that sort of stuff up front. But they also sell like adventuring gear, armor, and weapons in the back. That sort of thing.
Cool. So, why were those guys mean to you? That wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't. We've not been made very welcome since we set up shop here last year.
Why is that? You seem like a nice guy.
Oh, well, thank you, but yeah, it seems your opinion of us is in the minority.
Huh.
But we recently suffered a break-in, and a whole bunch of our stuff was stolen. And
Oh, that's not good.
no, I was actually posting this notice here, and he holds up the notice that he was nailing to this post. It's just basically a reward sign looking for any information leading to the apprehension of those who stole from the lion's share.
Okay. I said, well, I'll keep an ear out. I don't have a whole lot of money, but if you need some, here's some. And I hold out 7
Oh.
gold pieces.
No, I couldn't take your money. No, I mean, if we were open, I would certainly be willing to, provide any kind of trade that you would like to undertake. But yes, unfortunately, our shop's closed at the moment. But
I just want to make sure you don't, you have enough to eat.
well, we do have enough to eat, but well, I'm just thinking this over. If you are from out of town, which it seems that you obviously are, maybe you could help us find out who who actually robbed us, because none of the locals will give us the time of day. They just want us to leave town.
Even the Lord Protector?
Well, no, Darathra's been fair, and she's kept the peace, and she's looked into it, but so far the 12 have been too busy to really turn up any leads. So perhaps you could do something more if you look like you're intrepid folk. Can
I
possibly
don't know what
follow.
we can do, but if
We'll try.
we can, we'll help you.
All we know is that we were out, and when we came back one night, someone had broken into our store and stolen out of a vault that we have. Not goods as such, but actual personal values. It was gold, and we had 2 magical bags. But the thief, whoever it was, left behind something. They left a harness and a grappling hook that they used to enter into the vault on the 2nd story.
Hmm.
All right.
They somehow scaled the outer wall of the store at night and broke in and stole out of our vault. But yes, we've had 0 luck, and neither have the 12. So if you do find anything out, I'd definitely appreciate that.
Oh, keep an eye out. If we can, we'll help you.
If you do find something, definitely we would be more than happy to give you a reward.
You don't need to reward us. You reward these guys.
Oh.
Cool.
All right. Well, it's nice to meet you. If we come across anything, we'll let you know for sure. If we can come back and buy some goods from you, we will try to do that too.
Okay. So you guys weren't going to mention or try to talk to Aliestra or anything?
You said they're closed.
Okay.
Well, we didn't mention Aliestra, did we?
He
No, he
mentioned
did.
that, yeah, she
did,
is
yes.
basically his partner.
So, because were we going to go talk to Aliestra?
Who's she?
Who was she?
She
Polyester
is the
his-
ex-wife of Darthog, who
Oh,
died in Nightstone.
Oh.
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 Oh yeah, we do have a message for her, right?
We actually do have a message for Aliestra. Is she around?
Oh, a message for her? Sure, I can go fetch her for you. Aliestra? He turns around and walks back to the building, and soon after that, he comes back out with her. She is also a human, and she greets you and says, well, "Who are you, and what can I do for you?"
Did we name ourselves? We're the Lost Boys. Is that what we said?
Yep, we're the Lost
We're
Boys.
the
We're the
chosen.
Lost Boys.
or-
We're the
Lost
Lost Boys from south of here, and we were at Dragonstone.
We're the Lost Boys. Another
South of here.
South of
And
here,
from
yeah.
not
we have
here.
no idea where we are.
We're
We
from
are now
that
no
way.
longer
We're
the
not
knights
from
who say
here.
ni. We are now
We are
the
not
knights
from
who
here.
say
Hey,
aki 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 keep it dang
I think
boing.
they're from like Santa Barbara or something, right? Lost Boys.
So, which of you is really good at delivering crappy news?
I will, I guess.
All right.
Woman to woman, you know.
Um,
Well,
go ahead.
so, all right. Well, we've come from Nightstone, and through our travels, we've also heard that you used to be married to someone from Nightstone, and
Yes, well,
we
it's
just
Darthog.
had
Is-
some bad news that your ex-husband has passed, and we just wanted to extend the courtesy of letting you know, and that we're sorry for your loss.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't break down in tears or sobs, but you can see that it's a shock to her. You can, her face just kind of freezes for a second, and you can see a kind of a wide variety of emotions pass over her face. You know, first shock, then sadness, then kind of like, oh, always knew this would happen someday type of thing. So after a moment, she kind of composes herself and she quietly says, "Thank you for letting me know. If you traveled all the way from Nightstone to tell me this?"
Oh no, we're
No,
here on
not.
business.
We happened to be in town and we heard you were here, and we decided to take the time out to deliver this information.
Still, it's not everyone that would have actually done that. You don't know me. I'm not aware of you. You have no familial connection to me, but you actually took the time to inform me of this. I just want to let you know that it's vastly appreciated. And right now, I'm not in a situation where I can bestow that kind of gratitude upon you. But if we get our belongings back, you can be rest assured that I will be very, very grateful to you.
Well, we're not telling you how to request for payment. We just felt you should know.
No, all the more so for that. But you, if you do find anything out about the theft that has occurred, I was told that Narth told me that he explained what had happened. So if you do have any leads or can find and help bring to justice the person that stole from us,
Yeah.
and especially if we
We'll
can
do what
recover
we
them.
can.
Sometimes people talk to ears that aren't familiar.
Indeed, indeed. But we do plan to, as we mentioned, the store itself wasn't really robbed. We're just in the process of cleaning things up. So once that's the case, you're of course free to browse and buy things once we open back up, which should be by tomorrow, I would think. And of course, you'll be extended a discount just for the fact that you stopped to talk to us and to convey that news, sad though it was.
Well, thank you.
Anybody else just get an emergency alert, flash flood warning this area?
Oh dear.
No,
My phone just blew up.
nope.
I don't get warnings on the phone, but I know we're supposed to have some nice weather passing through.
Yeah.
It's freaking
Okay.
hot today, right? Like 1,000,000 degrees.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the passing. This will cool us off. I really hope anyway. Nice not to have to run the air conditioning again. So, yeah, why don't we take a quick break here? Actually, this looks like a good breaking point, and we'll stop back here and resume on your quest to going to the Everwyvern? Oh, God. These names. What the frick is it called?
Whoever other.
Yeah, the Everwyvern. The Everwyvern house, where I'm sure you will
Everwyvern.
be welcomed with open arms.
Jerk house.
Cool.
So,
I'll be back
go-
in a few.
Be back in a minute. All right, so we're back. So you guys take your leave of the lion's share and resume your trek down the Evermore Way towards the driveway, if you will, to the Everwyvern. You pass by
Mm-hmm.
a few farmhouses. You get to about there. Looks like that is a separate building. It looks like a restaurant that is possibly on the same grounds. Looks like a very fine establishment, actually. It looks like a restaurant with a sign out in front called the Pleasing Platter.
Ooh.
You can see through the windows. It is open, but there are several tables within, or more than several, but multiple tables within, but they're far apart, and each one is kind of screened from the others by like plants and statues and pillars and all this. From within, you can hear kind of soft and soothing music played by minstrels in the background. You see some service personnel moving around quickly, but not like rushed. Still moving elegantly and everything, trying to convey this atmosphere of sumptuousness, if you will. And down the road, you can see further on, there's a much larger building that's a little bit raised and on these very well manicured grounds.
All right. I put on airs and start walking in an exaggerated, haughty fashion toward the main building.
Okay.
I walk behind him and I start picking my nose.
All right,
I
excellent.
limp
It's,
like Quasimodo.
it's scratching my ass.
I
You
walk
should-
the other direction.
All right. Well, if you proceed down the road, oops, I just moved the. Sorry. There we go. You move down or continue down the drive towards this main building, which definitely looks like a very well-to-do establishment. The Everwyvern house itself, it looks like a very expensive inn. Yeah, it's a beautifully landscaped patch of land with looks like there's private stables, there's an orchard, private gardens that has this meandering path kind of going through it. And the inn itself looks like a big, beautiful stone building with lamps hanging from its eaves and a turret in one corner. You see some groundskeepers out in front of the place, kind of trimming the verge, if you will. And it looks like some kind of a doorman standing in front of the inn.
Okay.
Hello,
I
doorman.
walk up to him and I say, "Yes, my good man. We're here to talk to the proprietor of this establishment."
Okay, the guy kind of
And I bow in a ridiculous and over-the-top fashion.
make a performance check.
Hey,
Well, I'm not really trying, but sure, let's see what happens.
Okay.
That's
All right,
not
so
bad.
well, I was gonna say you make it a disadvantage because I'm assuming that Groot is still picking his ass or his nose or.
No,
True
no,
that.
that was way down the road.
that was way down the road. I was
Okay,
done.
well, either way, yeah, he says, "Are you inquiring about instigating a stay at our establishment, sir?"
Instigating a stay? Well, perhaps, but we're here in town to meet the establishment and meet the folks who are import in this humble town.
I see. And who might I say is calling?
I am Serendial of the Feywild. You may present me as such.
The Feywild? Oh, I will present you. I'm not sure how wild we want things to get here, but Serendial, and who are your companions? He kind of looks down his nose at Groot.
I am Groot.
I turn around and I say, "Oh, I didn't see you there. This is Mirror, and this is Groot,
I am Groot.
and this is the other guy."
Samuel, did you literally turn around and walk the other direction, or are you actually with them?
I'm actually with them, but
All
at
right,
a
this
slight
is
distance
Samuel.
behind.
Okay.
This
Very
is
good.
Samuel of the Nightstone Samuels.
Very good, sir and madame. I will announce you at once. And he turns around and walks into the building.
When he does that, I do a pirouette after he leaves our sight.
Okay, well, his back was turned. He doesn't see it. A groundskeeper kind of comes up to you, and he's like literally clipping the grass. He's got like a clipper, and he's using it instead of a lawnmower to cut the grass. And he cuts it and gets to the point where you're standing and just stops, like he's waiting for you to move on. But he doesn't look
I
like he's
see.
trying to rush you. He's just like
All right.
patiently waiting
I
for you
look
to.
down, I say, "That doesn't look efficient."
No, sir.
You need me to move?
Only when you're ready, sir.
I step out of the way.
Thank you, sir. And he resumes clipping, and which doesn't actually do all that much because the grass where you're standing was trampled down. But he actually reaches down and individually starts plucking up the grass that you mashed to the ground, and then it's like a barber. Basically, he's like holding it up and snipping it with these shears. But
Wow, this guy's a D-bag. All right. We wait.
so if you wait about 10 minutes later, the original the original gentleman that you spoke with, he comes back out and he says, I'm afraid we don't have any reservations for Serendial or Groot or Amir or Serendial.
My
I'm
good
sorry, what
man,
was your
I
name,
told
sir?
you I was here to speak with the proprietor. But we had not yet decided whether this place was worthy of our stay.
Well, it's undoubtedly worthy. It's just that we don't generally have meetings without an appointment. Would you
Should we
like to make an appointment?
for tomorrow?
I say, disappointing. When might we be able to make an appointment to meet the proprietor?
Well, we could possibly arrange for something in a 10-day.
Oh, that simply won't do. I will have to put you down as not terribly accommodating in our journal
Put me down.
of
Where
establishments.
where are
We
you
are writing
putting?
a journal of establishments. The best establishments get put in our journal, and the finest people, all the way from Waterdeep and beyond,
It's called
when
the
they come
Zagat
into
Guide.
these lands,
It's called the Zagat Guide.
they seek out the places that we write about, especially if we give them a proper appraisal. But if you cannot do it for us, then alas, we will just have to mark it down as not terribly accommodating. This is
Thank you.
very disappointing. And I mock, I'm like, oh, this is terribly distressing.
Okay,
I
I say, Mira,
Christ.
we must away. We must.
Okay.
While he's being over dramatic, I step in the front door.
Okay. Well, first of all, make a deception check, Serendial, because that's a gigantic cartload of bullshit.
Load of bullshit.
Okay, actually, that was a very good roll. So you can see as you're saying this, he's actually like getting kind of worried. Like, okay, maybe this is actually someone reviewing and might spread word to Waterdeep that this is a not so great establishment. But Groot, then you, in the meantime, try to sneak past him. He's like, sir, I'm afraid you can't go. Sir, I'm afraid you cannot go in there.
Uh-huh.
I just
I
start
walk in the
walking
front
away
door.
Okay.
I walk in the front door.
with my exaggerated, terrible service. Terrible.
I'll follow him.
Follow
I just walk
who?
in the front- I want to see what it's like.
Yeah, go for it.
Who are you
walk in
following,
the
Mira?
Stop with you.
I'm following Serendial.
Okay, so you turn off. Samuel, which way are you going?
I'm just playing my harp and it with a very dramatic music because I know he's lying.
Okay, you can hear the faint sound of more minstrels coming from within this building. Are you actually trying to play in tune with them or discordant with them?
In tune with them.
Oh, okay. So
Ooh.
you actually try to kind of coordinate with this and actually still keep it in tune. All right, you go ahead and make a performance check. Groot, you step inside. Inside the front door, it looks like basically.
Goddamn right.
Have you ever been to a place like the American Club or some kind of hoity-toity type inn? It actually. It actually, and you've Groot, you have actually been fairly well traveled throughout the realms, and you've stayed in and visited nicer places. And this actually is very, very nicely apportioned place. I mean, you can tell that they spared no expense in making this look like and feel like a place that would not be out of place in like Waterdeep for like the really rich fops that live in Waterdeep. So yeah,
guess-
you can hear more minstrel music. Everything's like
Is there a lot of people in?
not a lot.
Is there a
No,
lot of
you
people?
see a few people sitting out on the grounds. There are. You can see that there's some kind of I guess what you call like a patio towards the back that you see some people out. They're not playing shuffleboard per se, but it looks like they're kind of relaxing out, overlooking the cemetery to the south. There's
Drinking, laughing at the common folk.
exactly, yes. But that's what you can see from where you're at. Serendil, you're just staying there playing the music.
No.
Or I'm sorry,
No, I'm
Samrel.
walking. Samrel.
Samrel, yeah. Serendil, you and Mira are walking away. Samrel, you're playing music right in front. The doorman is kind of following you, Groot, and very anxiously, like wringing his hands and saying, "Sir, I'm afraid you can't go in here without an appointment."
Okay. Show me your reservation book. I want to get on it tomorrow.
I am afraid we don't have any openings for tomorrow, but if you would like to
Show
book,
me your reservation book.
I don't have
I
the
don't
reservation.
believe you. This town is friggin' small. The Zagat Guide must review.
We actually get visitors from all over the realms that come to stay here. The
Really?
Everwyvern has a very good reputation.
I'm not there though.
Fine, whatever, dude.
But I would
I'll
be
be
happy
back.
I would be happy to take a reservation from you with an appropriate deposit.
With an appropriate deposit. Okay, I want to hear this. So what do you consider an appropriate deposit there, shyster?
What would that
And
be?
is this for tomorrow?
I'm afraid
If it's a bigger deposit, will it be for tomorrow?
well, if you would like to stay, we just first of all, what kind of accommodations would you like? Would you like a grand suite
I just wanna
or
have dinner? I want to have dinner. Hang out. A friend just said that we want to review the place, have dinner, see how it is. Put it in the Zagat Guide.
well, the restaurant I'm afraid is down the road. We serve meals for the guests who stay here, but when you wanted to make a reservation,
Yeah, sorry. I thought there was a restaurant in here.
The
I
rest-
knew it was a hotel.
yes, this is the inn. The
The
restaurant.
rest of us knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Play the con, man.
If you're
Play
looking
the
for a
con.
meal, I'm sure the Pleasing Platter could accommodate you. They likely will be able to take a reservation for this
so
evening.
how much per night? How much per night is to stay here?
To stay here, it would be what kind of room would you like? Were you looking for a grand?
Yeah. Looking for let's say the grand suite. I'm looking for the grand suite. How much?
The grand suite would be 30 gold pieces per night.
That's not bad.
We could do. How many
That is
people does
horribly
sleep?
overpriced, by the way.
Oh no.
Yeah, we know.
I expected
How
it
many,
to be far
how many
worse.
people does that sleep?
The grand suite has a single king-sized bed as well as several couches.
Well, where are you supposed to have your people sleep?
The people. sleep-
Someone's got to carry my bags.
We can accommodate some of your servants. Are you his servant, sir?
I say, Mirror, let's go eat. And head off towards the Pleasing Platter.
So we could arrange accommodations for your servant here, sir, for 15 gold per night.
Half the price of the room that I'm gonna stay in? He's a freaking servant. He can eat slop. Whatever. Pshaw, I leave.
So can we
Good
not
day,
count on you
sir.
for a reservation then, sir?
Good day. Slurp my butt.
Jesus Christ.
As he bends over and moves his butt cheeks like Jim Carrey.
Okay, so Serendil and Mirror, you guys head back down the road to the Pleasing Platter.
Yeah.
Already pretty much described that to you. Very similar pretenses to the Everwyvern house itself.
We need to eat there.
I say, Garçon, table for 4.
Okay.
Five, but
Technically.
Yes,
Five,
they
but one in
kind
a
of
bowl.
look you up and down, but they can't really deny that there aren't any open tables because, well, there are. So they say, "Oh, very good, sir. Would you please come this way?" He brings you over towards a table that, like all
and
the
I
others, is-
stride in a very goofy and over the top manner over to the table.
Okay,
in the
you
haughtiest
you
fashion
get
I
some
can.
looks. You definitely get some looks from some of the other customers as you do that. They're all dressed pretty elegantly, like they're totally pretending they're in Waterdeep. Um, the minstrels, though, don't miss a beat, and they have this soft, soothing music. And they say, "Well, and what would you like today, sir and madame?" Um,
What is the special for today?
Today, the special includes smoked quail. We have Rothkey steak cooked in wine and nuts, and silvertail fish prepared on our grill.
Yes.
We'll have the lot.
We'll have it all.
Mixed
Two
it
of
all
my
in a
friends
bucket
will be
with the
joining
eggs
us
on
for-
top.
Two of us will be joining us. Two others will be joining us shortly. A
Ah.
strange man and a stranger man.
Very
Eat
good,
them
sir.
Very quickly.
I would like some wine.
Ah,
What do you
yes, we have
recommend?
plenty of that. So let me just see here what this will cost you. Well, they aren't going to charge you right away. They're going to bring everything out to you first. So, so you two,
Dine and dash.
Yeah, we may have to do dishes. Who cares?
Groot, you and Samuel arrive, and you don't see your companions out in front. But if you look into the window, you do see them seated at a table.
I knock on the window and wave.
No, wait back.
I'm like, come on.
You're like
Come on in.
you're like Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters.
Yes. Somebody help me! How
Uh,
about a nice milk bowl?
I'm more picturing him and Samuel like the Blues Brothers.
that would work too.
Orange whip. Orange whip. Orange whip. Orange whip.
Anyway, yes, you see them and they wave
How much
back.
for your daughter?
Are there any tables near us with people at them?
Yes. Again, these tables are fairly isolated from one another, again, to provide privacy. But you can see, across the room, there's you have visibility to at least a couple other tables that are a distance away, but you're not being quiet. Yeah.
No.
And actually, they are between you and the and Groot and Samuel outside. So they're basically looking at you, and you're looking at them, and these tables are kind of right there.
What are the people like in here?
The customers or the staff?
The
Customer.
customers.
The customers look like basically fops who are pretending they're in Waterdeep. The service, everyone there seems to be very polite. Again, you see them moving food very quickly and professionally and serving it to tables and not being obnoxious or anything, but they're making sure everyone's wine is filled and or water or and making sure that everything is taken care of.
Nice.
Are you guys going to join them in the restaurant, or are you just going to stand outside pounding on the
Sure.
window all day?
No, I will go in. They
Okay.
ordered food for us.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
Plus they're paying.
Okay. So yeah, they bring you basically you ordered everything. So
Yep.
they put it down in front of you, and along with the wine, there are flasks of what looked to be very clear, sparkling water.
So we eat and drink. And I make a body toast to my companions
Body?
loudly. Yes.
Okay.
drink.
The servers, bring you your food, and they say compliments of the chef and set it down in front of you. And it looks extremely good. Very well done. Presentation is, of course, impeccable,
Okay.
and everything's been cooked pretty much to perfection.
Nice.
And the water, if you drink it, actually is almost kind of carbonated and actually has this a slight sweet aftertaste to it.
Poisoning us.
So when one of those servers comes by, I say, may we meet the head chef of this establishment? I wish to congratulate him on a meal well served.
Of course, my good sir, I will go and fetch him at once. Yeah, so he goes back to the kitchen area, and about 4 minutes later, a female comes out, human, and she's basically kind of got chef's whites on, but she approaches, and you can see she's brushing off her hands, actually wiping her hands on her apron in front of you. She says, "Hello, what can I do for
Hi.
you? I'm
I'm
Pentavasta.
Serendil, and you might be?
I am Pentavasta."
Who are you? Well, hello, Pentavasta. You are an excellent chef.
Well, thank you very much. I do my best.
What
She's
are you
actually
doing at
old. She's,
Tribor?
by the way, she's a little bit older. She looks like maybe she's in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give a specific age because I don't have one.
Human?
Yes, human
Human,
Aluskan.
said you.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing at Tribor? You should be in Waterdeep.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say, sir, but I certainly couldn't stand living in that dump.
Dump. Well, I'm not really from Waterdeep either, so I don't care.
Well, the noise and the crime and all the politics and everything, that's just not me. I'd rather live out here in the country where it's quiet and, allow me to. I'm fortunate enough to have this place that lets me cook better food than what you'd find in most establishments. But, I like the country.
I said, well, you, my dear, are a sapphire in the wild, a gem undreamt of in a place like Tribor. My greatest congratulations to this meal you have prepared for us.
Wow.
Go now before my heart breaks further.
And I asked,
What?
what do you have for desserts?
Well, desserts. I don't know. They don't have that on the menu. Sweetwater.
Sweet.
Whip something up for us. I'm sure you'll be amazing.
Well, let me think. I might have some pastries in the back that I could do something with.
Sticky toffee pudding. That's my favorite. Sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee
Sticky
pudding.
pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
That sounds like
It's an English favorite.
that sounds like a sex maneuver to me.
I like you, Matt.
Sponge cake.
Now you're not
Butter,
bad yourself. A little
coffee.
bit on the ostentatious side, but hey, I can live with that. But thanks for the compliment. I'll go see if I can find some sticky buns out back.
Nice.
She turns back and wanders back into the kitchen.
How good is the music, by the way? I'm curious.
Well, I guess it depends on how you want to judge the music. As unobtrusive but skillfully done dinner music,
Yeah,
it's quite good.
I'm curious what the skill level of the minstrels are.
Blends in perfectly, I would think.
Yes, very
Volume
professional,
wise and
but
everything.
yes, exactly. Like I said, they're designed to be unobtrusive. They're designed to be background music, and they do it very well.
Okay.
But they look like they're on their game, and they may not be paid what their skill level warrants, but they're probably paid well.
Okay.
Yeah, after another 15 minutes or so, a plate of sticky buns comes out, complete with like whipped cream on the top.
Nice.
And it doesn't look like it's
Cool.
something that was actually like days old. It looks like it might have been baked within the last day or two.
Right.
All right.
So, I need to look up what this is going to cost you.
Cost? Ha.
We
wrong?
would have to say,
Run away! Run away!
yeah, it would basically, after you guys eat the sticky buns and have another refill on the wine and the sparkling water or sweet water, Eventually, the server comes to you and lays down a discrete piece of paper written in common. And this will be the total. And how would you like to care for this, sir? He's actually addressing you, Serendil, because he somehow assumed that you were taking the bill for this.
Well,
I pick it up and
Skip
look at
that.
it. What does it
Valdry
say?
is there, correct? Too. I mean,
I'm sorry?
Valdry has that bag of holding. He's still with us.
That's
correct?
yes,
He's
right.
not-
He's actually I keep forgetting because he's he's
Right.
got that.
Stands there
He
too.
actually took a knock on the head when the castle landed, so he's just been kind of going this whole time. Even at the dinner table, he's like
Ah, I hand the bag to Serendiel.
I look at the paper and I read what it says.
It would be actually 50 gold.
50 gold. Jesus, we could have had the grand suite for that.
Well,
I
that's
look
for
at it.
four. That's for four. Actually, 5 people.
Yeah, that's not too
I
bad.
look at it and then I just sniff. And I hand it off to Samuel. I say,
I'm
here,
not
my
paying
good man,
attention.
please have this paid.
I'm not even paying attention.
There's
I hand it to you, though.
I'm watching the musicians.
I snatch it and I retrieve 50 gold out of the party loot bag and pay it with a, oh, I give 60 gold.
Ooh, so a pretty nice tip there. 20%.
I said share that with the musicians as well.
Ah, well, of course. We will make sure of it. And thank you very much for your generosity, sir, madam, sirs. So he departs with the gold and leaves you to digest.
Cool. Should we get the hell out of here?
Yeah.
Having wreaked your havoc.
We've wreaked our havoc. Let us move on. We can always wreak more.
That's right.
Are there any tables with a lot of people at it?
No, let's just get
There are still, yes, a couple tables. It's
we
now
wanna
it's now
start-
probably closer to like 2 in the afternoon. So
I want to keep our good name going here.
All right, all right. We are the chosen ones.
the good name, yeah. The chosen one, Lost Boys, whatever. The name that shifts every hour. So
I was-
you are definitely
was-
very full, having eaten pretty
Yeah.
much everything on the menu at the restaurant. So it's actually more food than you've eaten in a very, very long time.
To the North Shield Inn
Away.
down this road here.
Okay. You proceed to the
Sure.
north, past a couple farms, and come out around the corner to the North Shield Inn, which, let's see, I'm sorry, it's the North Shield House is the name of the establishment. Looks stately, clean, and quiet. And at the front door is not open, but it has an open sign in it, on it, I should say. And you can see the drapes are open, and you can see if you're looking through the front window, there is a female human standing at what looks to be a front desk. She appears to
Alright.
be doing some books or something like that.
Okay.
Let's go in.
Okay. You go inside. Again, it's very neat and clean, and there's not the doorbell, or the door doesn't jingle as you walk in, but the woman at the desk looks up promptly and smiles at you and says, "Greetings. What can I do for you?"
We're looking for rooms.
Well, when would you be looking for rooms? We're quite busy, actually. We may actually be full this evening.
Is there something going on in town?
There's nothing official going on, but we do get a lot of travelers, especially this time of year, as people are traveling back and forth. We do a brisk business in town for horses, and this is a season when people actually start to buy them to that, and along with wagons for transporting crops. And it seems that there's been quite a run on those types of things lately. I'm not sure what's been going on, but lately business has been quite good in town. So we've seen quite a bit of extra business.
All right.
But it's, let me just see. Bookings are, I'm afraid we are full up this evening, but perhaps we could get you in 2 days from now.
Boy, this town sucks.
Maybe we'll have to check back tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I'd be happy to put your name down for a room. In fact, I would actually advise it, as we do get travelers coming in all the time, and I don't see more than a couple rooms available for 2 nights from now.
So you're full tonight and tomorrow night.
As of right now, I'm afraid so.
All right.
But we do have 2 private rooms that would be available on the upper floor day after tomorrow.
And how much would those be?
I will look that up here as well. Oh, come on. Oh, it would be 8 silver a night.
For both rooms or each?
That would be per room.
All right. Do we have to put down a deposit or just make the reservation?
We can just take your name for a reservation, and we can take care of any kind of transaction when the reservation is fulfilled.
And that will accommodate all 5 of us?
We do have several cots available. Each room has 2 beds.
All right. That'll work. Do you have a comfy chair? We have somebody likes to sleep in a comfy chair.
Oh, all our chairs are very comfortable. If you want if we have even more comfortable chairs on the common room, although my mastiffs also sleep in there.
Perfect.
Are you a dog person?
Oh, definitely. I love all animals.
Oh, excellent. That's great to hear. My name is
That's great.
Arugala, and if you need to change your reservation or have any kind of special requests otherwise for your reservation, just please come and see me.
All right.
Can I get your name down for the reservation, or would it be under
Yes.
someone else?
Mirror.
Very good. Mirror. And how long do you anticipate staying?
At least let's do 3 days.
Very good. Mirror. Party of 5?
5. Yes.
Very good. So I've booked you 2 rooms, private rooms on the upper floor for 3 days starting the day after tomorrow.
All right. Thank you much.
Very good. I look forward to seeing you day after tomorrow then.
Perfect. Campground?
So,
I don't think we have a choice.
We were supposed to talk to that guy's wife at the 6 windows or whatever. Do you want to just go there?
Sure.
You can
Yeah,
kill
sure.
2 birds with 1 stone. Talk
Right.
with her as well.
Yeah.
okay, the 6 arms is up there. I think that actually was off screen a bit.
Ah.
For me, I mean, it's a scrolling map. Yes, so you would need to make your way back through the center of town. Again, passing more farmers' buildings, farmers' houses. If you get to here, is there any place else you wanted to go in particular? Looks like, actually there is the North Caravan Campground is this area right here.
Oh.
Okay.
if
Is there
you're
a lot of
wanting
people
to.
in there?
Yeah, we
It's
don't
a
have-
great big open field. You see, there's a bunch of wagons parked there, and you see oxen. Plenty of tents that are pitched. You see at least maybe 6 or so tents. So you can tell it definitely is a crossroads. So a lot of people must pass through here and camp for the night in these campgrounds. So it looks like they do a pretty good booming business.
I do have a tent. I don't know how many it sleeps. What is a standard tent?
What is it?
I mean, is
Size-wise?
that like one
Yeah,
person?
what is a tent?
Two.
Well, typically,
person?
if you were to buy a personal tent for yourself, it would just be like for one person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I carry one, but I don't know if everybody else does.
I carry a bedroll.
I have a bedroll as well.
You can sleep on the ground out
Yep.
in the open.
Sleep under
I-
the stars.
I have a bedroom.
Unless it doesn't rain.
I don't know. If you want to stay at that other 6 windows, we can stay there
Well,
too.
what
yeah,
time
let's
of day
go up
is
there
it
because
right
we
now?
gotta go.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's about 2:30ish.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got plenty
what-
of time. Let's
yeah.
go talk to her.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to her.
See if they have room.
Okay. All right, so you proceed past the campground then through the center of. Oops, I'm on the wrong map here. Through the center of town. And passing by this way. Again, this area here looks like another campground. And then passing by here, that building to the north of there, it looks like another establishment called the Cart and Coin. It's hard to tell exactly what it's about, but you see that there is a lot of implements for horses, both for like gear and animals themselves. You see bags of feed, horseshoes hanging, various other
Bridle,
things for
saddles.
pack animals or for drawing wagons and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
There's some stables out back. Proceeding from there, again on the wrong map. Let's see, that building to the immediate south of you is that looks like another business called the Tribor Travelers. You're not sure what that's all about. They don't. You can see that there are some buildings around back that house wagons, and you see some animals, some stables with animals in them, but it's not entirely clear what this business is all about.
Hmm.
Moving on from there, you pass another building to the north. That one looks like an old boarded up inn. You can see that vandals have carved lewd phrases onto the planks covering the doors and windows. There's tall weeds surrounding the building. There's an old, barely readable sign that says the frost touched frog. But otherwise, it looks like it's no longer in business. And moving on from there, finally, you reach the last building on the left, which is an ominous enough name. The Six Windows. It's a rather decrepit-looking wooden rooming house.
Perfect.
Just walk up.
Okay, front door is closed.
Knock.
Okay, you knock on the door. You hear like a clatter as if something fell over to the floor, and then running footsteps to the door. And the door is opened, and you see a woman who opens the door, and her eyes are wide open, and she looks at you and, hello?
So why are we here? We have to deliver her a message.
Were,
No,
were
no
you here to
message.
were you here to book a room?
Possibly. Do you
Well,
have any
that's
room?
excellent. Why don't you come inside?
Sure.
Okay, you enter inside this place. It's creaking and kind of chilly inside for considering how hot it is out there. Um, it doesn't look like it's been kept up very well at all. Um, the woman brings you over to this kind of shambling desk type area. You see a chair has actually been overturned on the floor. That's probably the clatter that you heard. And she has like this stack of what looks like old books that actually have a big coating of dust on them. As she picks them up and starts moving them around, you can actually see dust. She picks up and blows it open and pages through it, and then picks up a pen, a feather quill pen, which she tries to open this thing of ink, and it's like sealed shut. You can see her just wrestling with it, and finally she cranks it open and dips her pen in it, comes out with a blob of mostly congealed ink, and finally starts getting it clean enough she can write. And then she looks at you expectantly and says, "What can I put you down for? Every room is open."
Show us your best room.
Show you our best. Well, all of our rooms are pretty much the same. But I'll make sure you get the best one. I don't know if you'll all fit
So-
in one room, though.
Why were we coming here?
Yeah, what message to deliver, apparently.
Her
What's the message?
husband. We're trying to figure out what happened to her husband.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who
Ran off.
ran off or something. We don't know what.
Yeah, he supposedly died 10 years ago, but or has
Right,
gone
right.
missing, and she has.
Sorry, how old is she?
Can,
Is she,
can
like,
we have a
older? Is she
drink
middle-aged?
first?
Would you buy me
drink.
a drink, please?
I've got some water from our well. I could get you that.
No ale?
I don't have any
Or
ale.
wine?
I'm quite sorry, I don't have any ale. I could run into town and get you some, maybe. If you want to stay,
So,
please.
How much for a room?
Room price. She actually looks like she hasn't answered that question in quite a long time.
Yeah, no
Um,
shit.
She says, 10 copper, and then flinches like she like said too much.
So,
But I would be happy to go and get you some ale too, and I could bring it to your room.
I pull out 5 gold coins, and I plunk them in one at a time. Plunk, 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 plunk in front of her. And I said, "Madam, a room for each of us."
For how long?
Well, let's see
I
how
could.
tonight goes.
Well, for that I could get you the room for the whole week. I could give you each a room for the
Sure.
whole week.
Let's say yes to that, and then I take out 2 more, and I say, "Please provision us with food and ale for the evening."
I
give
would
her
be
7
happy
gold.
to. I would be happy to. What would you like to eat and drink?
So basically, I'm gonna tell her something cheap so she can just keep the rest.
A modest meal would normally be like 5 silver per person.
Yeah, that's just
So-
So I basically suggest something modest.
Okay, so
How
between
about a hearty stew or something?
oh yeah, that she could probably figure out, or
Sure.
at least you guys would be able to figure out how to get Hardy stew together. But
You guys don't have to stay here, but I did buy us rooms for the week.
yeah, and all the rooms are open. It's not the warmest, and it's definitely doesn't look like it's going to be the cleanest, but it is probably definitely the cheapest. And you presently don't have any competition for any of the rooms. So yes, you have
All
booked. And she asks who she should put it down under.
I say, well, for the amount we're paying, let's just say travelers, shall we? Discretion
Travelers.
is the better part of valor.
Are you a traveling troupe? Performers?
No,
Yes.
we are just travelers. He performs. I point to Samuel.
Oh,
If you like, he could play this evening.
Would you like?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
well, that would be just lovely.
To-
That would be just lovely. Oh, thank you so much. And she actually runs up to you and throws her arms around you and gives you a great big hug.
Okay. So is she an older woman? Is she middle aged? What's
Yeah, middle-aged.
Okay.
And she
Because
just
I mean,
look-
her husband left 10 years ago. I'm just trying to see, like, all right.
she just looks batshit crazy.
Pretty much.
No, she sounds overeager.
Did anyone ask? Are you the only person that works here? Or are you the only employee?
Go for it.
I'm yes, I manage this place all on my own.
Have you ever taken to a husband?
And at that, her eyes kind of like first kind of start looking like off to the side, and then she blinks like 6 times in rapid succession, and then she says, "My husband died."
I'm terribly sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
No,
So you're a widower. Oh.
no, he ran off. He ran off with that
Did
with
he
that hussy.
die or did he run off?
No, he ran off.
What hussy?
With that hussy from the inn.
Which inn?
We're at an inn.
The North Shield.
Oh.
That hussy
Interesting.
Arogala. She wiled him away. And he ran off with her because I wasn't good enough for him.
I say, but
Can we talk about something else?
Ogallala. Well, Ogallala's still in town.
I know.
So if your husband ran off with her,
That
Where
doesn't
is
make
he?
sense.
He's hiding. She's hidden. She probably has him locked away where they cavort.
oh well, what was your husband's name?
And she stops and looks at her desk, like not at her desk, but like frozen for a full 40 seconds before replying, Mirak was my husband's name.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear of your tale. Hopefully, we can bring you good fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're a pleasure to stay here tonight, and
Yes.
I can play some music and
that sounds wonderful. That sounds just wonderful. I'm going to run off and get us. I'm going to run off and get some supplies so that I can make you a nice meal this evening. So, here's your room keys, and she like reaches into this desk, and you can see that there's basically about maybe half a dozen room keys in there. These old kind of rusty keys that looks like they haven't been touched in years. And she takes 5 of them out and dumps them on the table and says, "Here you go. Take any room you like. The rooms are all upstairs. I'm going to run off and get some groceries for this evening. So I'll be back later. Is there anything else I can get for you in town?"
I throw her an extra gold and I say, "Well, you can get something. Treat yourself. Treat yourself."
Treat yourself.
Get a mani petty.
That's so kind of you, kind sir. What is your name?
I am Serendial of the Feywild.
I thought we were not telling her who we were because I
Alright.
told her we were travelers.
She won't remember.
She won't remember.
Christ.
Thank
don't
you,
care.
Serendial of the Feywild. Thank you. And she
You're welcome.
dashes out the door, and you see her running down the road towards town.
All right. So we have rooms here the whole week.
Pretty much.
You don't have
Do
to
they
stay
have-
here. I paid for it. I don't care if you
Is
guys
there
want
like a bar or a kitchen around?
The house has a
Yeah.
kitchen. It looks like a normal kitchen. The rooms look like
I'm
they're
gonna-
upstairs.
I just want to look around and like,
Yeah.
is there any sign of people having stayed here in the last I don't know month, like at all?
Doesn't sound-
There a broom and dustpan and like rags, so I can like
He's
just
gonna clean.
clean
clean.
up. Yeah.
It looks like you do find an old rusty bucket in like a cupboard, along with a mop and a broom. It looks like they
Perfect.
probably have not been touched in years.
Right.
I'll help clean up.
Yeah, it would definitely you if you wanted to spend the rest of the day cleaning, all 5 of you,
I'm not.
or at least all 4 of you that are ambulatory, you could maybe get your rooms cleaned to some degree.
We're actually gonna have Valdry just clean all night. Valdry's not gonna sleep at all.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
You got put on cleaning duty, Don.
Hey, who
Yeah.
was able to make good berries?
Me.
Do you
I
want
think was it Valdry or Paul? Were you able to as well? Someone else was
No.
able to.
Well, I
think it
can,
was
but I don't have
Baldwin.
it memorized.
Okay,
I don't
you
have it
can.
memorized.
Yeah,
I don't have it
that's
memorized.
Okay. You should make some good berries to give to her too.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys set about to cleaning this place then. Yeah, with the
I'm-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
With
not
the-
gonna clean. I kind of want to just look around and see if there's any signs of
Or yeah.
anyone else having been here besides her, like her husband or I don't know, anything.
Yeah, well, you've got keys to 5 of the rooms. Looking in each of them, all of them smell very musty. It doesn't. I mean, the beds are made, but there's cobwebs on them. So it doesn't look like anyone stayed in this room for at least probably several weeks. In any of the
I
rooms.
think we're
that
gonna
you-
get murdered.
Let's just clean it up.
Yeah, otherwise you clean around, I mean, the dining room, she does have a big, like, common dining room area and, like, a living area. The furniture looks like it was probably okay at one point, but again, hasn't been dusted or cleaned at all. It just generally hasn't been maintained. It looks like it was at one point maybe an average, decent quality inn. But the furniture has just been allowed to
She's
sit. And,
basically given up.
yeah, it looks like it just hasn't been maintained. You're able to improve things quite a bit by cleaning them, but again, the whole place is just kind of chilly and musty
Right.
smelling. That no amount of cleaning immediately is going to clean up.
Is there a hearth to build a fire?
Oh, I thought you said, is there a harp?
No.
I have one.
A hearth.
There is a fireplace, yes. You don't see any wood
All right, let's clean
cut
up and
for it.
Start a fire.
You don't see any wood cut
Yeah.
for it.
I'll go and cut some.
Yeah, I'll go outside and look into collecting and cutting some wood.
Okay, well, the forest actually immediately south of the inn is again this woods that actually looks very unusual. By this point, it's probably getting close to like 5 or 6 o'clock, and the sun's starting to go down. So it actually kind of makes these trees, these multicolored trees, very, very vivid in terms of color.
Yeah,
And
just look for some
Yeah, does
dead
she have?
branches.
If I
stuff
go
like that.
outside, is there a wood pile? Is there anything?
let me think. Yeah, you know what? Actually, she would need to keep her house. It's summertime now, so there is actually no wood immediately cut. You see what looks like the remnants of an old cord of wood that maybe hasn't been used or in a while, but you could probably pick up some of the old logs from that. It's probably at least from like the winter, so it's probably at least 6 or 7 months old.
No,
I'll I will gather up some like broken branches or dead branches and stuff and bring them in to use as kindling.
Okay. Um, so
I won't go far though. Just right around the
Samuel,
building.
can you make a perception check? Oh, nice.
Yes,
Nice.
I can.
Wow.
Okay.
That was nice.
All right. So, well, not this. This isn't while you were gathering wood. This is actually as you said you were examining the rooms themselves. You don't notice anything
Yeah.
unusual about the rooms themselves, but you do see there is another door that's actually kind of not hidden, but not immediately like evident. That's looks like it might lead up to. It's very close to a wall. But it looks like it might actually lead up to what might be an attic. And there is actually, as you look closer, there is a padlock on it.
Ah,
It's very dusty. It doesn't look like it's been opened in quite some time. That's why you didn't initially spot it. But you can
why don't
see
you
that.
check the desk for some.
Yeah,
The
I know
keys.
she's gone for a while, and so I'm just gonna try whatever keys I can find around and see if anything opens it.
None of the
I don't
room
want to
keys
break it.
do. That drawer that she picked the keys out of does not have any that are different. They all look like they're room keys. This looks like it might be a smaller type of key.
Does
Can
she
any of
have
us pick it?
Does she have a quarters there,
Does she what?
like where she lived?
There
Where's
is
she-
there is a bedroom on the main floor that looks
Is it
more lived
locked?
in. Not necessarily cleaner, but more lived in anyway.
Is it locked, or could
Yeah,
I go
well,
in there and see if there's a key and
that room is
a
not
desk
locked.
or something?
If you wish to go in there and search, you don't find any key. No,
Anybody
you-
have the ability to pick that lock?
I mean, if I had lockpick tools, yes, but
Valdry
don't.
does.
I don't.
Yeah.
Valdry has
do
thieves'
we-
tools.
Oh,
Then he could
You borrow
probably
his.
try it. I will kind of resurrect him from his stupor long enough
I
to
could
see.
try it.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, let him-
His capability, thieves' tools, skill is what?
Sleight of hand. isn't it?
Dexterity or slate of. Well, no, isn't it just dexterity for
He doesn't have
lock?
proficiency in it though, or at least it's not on his roll 20 sheet.
I don't think you need proficiency. It's just you have to have thieves' tools and then make a dex roll.
Yeah, I'm
Sleight
trying to
of hand
find.
is for stealing, I believe.
Right.
I'm not seeing the thieves' tools in his inventory.
Oh,
Thought he bought those.
If he
I
did,
thought
he
I
had
always
picked
thought it,
something previously.
if he
Somebody
did, he does not have them on his character sheet that I can see.
Hmm. Yeah, you have to be proficient in them and have the tools, or you could
Ah.
try if you don't have, if you're not proficient, if you do have them, you can still make a check. It's just you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Right, and
Maybe he didn't because he wasn't proficient.
well, it depends on the
Maybe.
lock. It looks like this lock you would probably need thieves' tools to try it.
How old is this lock?
Pretty old. I mean, unless you guys are locksmiths, you can't really necessarily judge it by.
No. But I mean, it does. It looks like an old one. It's
Yeah, it was very dusty and looks like it hadn't been opened in years.
Couldn't Paul get in there by changing into a spider or something?
Probably.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's like airtight or anything. Certainly, it's a very
I'm
I'm
old
just wondering
house.
if the husband is in there, because
Yeah.
remember her slip up. She said
Yep.
that he was
He was
he
dead.
was dead.
I
and
know,
then-
I caught that. That was
Yeah.
weird that she said he was dead and then changed it.
Yeah.
So do you want me to change? I can
Yeah.
do that. I'll change into a rat. Rats can scurry into anything.
Yeah, you're just trying to think.
Mouse, field mouse.
Yeah, or a
don't know.
field mouse would be even smaller. You could get into a smaller space, and you'd the wall. And again, this place is so run down. While it would be tough to get into under the door necessarily, there's enough like holes in the wall nearby. You could probably find your way over there.
All I know is that when I was in San Antonio, I found a rat, a mouse. I don't know what it was. This big. Seriously, it was
That's a rat.
huge.
That's
on
gotta
my
be a rat.
couch. On my couch. We were both scared. We ducked and dodged, and it ran into my freaking kitchen, and it flattened itself out and went right underneath the dishwasher.
Oh,
Holy.
Those suckers can almost compress themselves and go right underneath it. It was
As
Yeah.
long as their skull fits, they can
Yeah.
fit in anything. The size of their skull is this
yeah.
Yeah.
It
like
was
the
just
biggest thing on their body.
anyway. I'm whatever I need to be to the certain size to get underneath the door and fit. That's what I will do.
I would say yeah. As a rat, you could probably get through if you wanted to try that. I don't know if you can change your shape at will.
I cannot change my shape at will. I need to pick something. So I'll pick a field mouse. I'll pick something small that I can
Yeah, you.
fit into tiny spots.
Yeah, you figure you're probably gonna have to
Hell,
climb
I'll
through
do
the
a
wall.
flea. I don't care.
You're probably
Do a
gonna have to
flea if
climb
you
through the
want.
walls for part of it, so a field mouse would get you the most
Oh,
accessibility.
well then then I like the idea of a spider. Then that way I can crawl up surfaces and around. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Do a spider instead.
Okay, yeah, then
small
spider
spider.
should,
Yep.
yeah, definitely be no problem at all. So you turn into a spider, and you find an easily accessible. Actually, for that, you could crawl under the door directly under the attic door. So you do that on the other side. I assume as a spider you have dark vision. Let me double check that. Excuse me. What the heck? Come on, D&D Beyond, give me a monster manual here. Go all the way to
Dark
the top.
vision dark vision and blind sight for all the giant spider, but I'm assuming a small spider would be the same thing, right? Just small and with one hit point.
Yeah, well, we'll say I don't know about blind sight, but dark vision at the very least you'd be able to see. So that would be. Give me a second here. Yeah, so the stairs are also very dusty. So in it, you obviously are moving slower than normal, but you're able to climb the stairs or the wall next to the stairs very easily and quickly. Around the corner, you see this is basically an attic. And there's not a lot up here, actually. You'd expect like a bunch of personal belongings or something to be stored, but all you see is basically what looks to be a pile of something under what looks to be a sheet.
Well, I
Right.
will crawl underneath the sheet.
Okay. You see under the sheet are some bones.
Does it look human or humanoid?
It's make an intuition check.
Intuition. There is no such thing.
I mean, I'm sorry,
Perception, persuasion,
Insight?
Insight, thank you, not
Invest-
intuition. Insight.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah, you have to kind of adjust because you're so small right now. But they definitely look like it's not like they're cat bones or anything. They look big enough that they would be humanoid bones.
All right. So there's nothing else in this room that looks interesting, right?
Not that you can see, no.
Is
So
there
I'll go back down the stairs. Can it look like I can unlock this door from this side?
No. Well, it was basically
said there was
padlocked.
a padlock.
on the other
Oh,
side.
it's padlocked. Okay. Um. Okay. Well, I'll go back underneath the door and I will change back and I will say, "There's a there's a skeleton in that attic." That's what I tell him.
So
So
I asked,
skeletons in her closet, huh?
I asked him, well, was there any clothes or jewelry or?
I have no idea.
Not that you could
There was
see.
a skeleton underneath a sheet in that room.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
gonna get murdered.
We're gonna get murdered.
No, I think that's her husband.
Well, if I don't know, let's break the friggin' lock.
Let's just wait till she comes back and can.
All right. You want to role play it and freak her out?
Basically, yeah.
This is her son named Norman. Is her son Norman? Is she the
Right.
mom? Is it a reverse psycho? Anyway, sorry. There's a
She,
skeleton up there.
yeah. So as far as you can tell, nobody else lives here. Nobody else alive, anyway. She eventually comes back. You see her. She's got a burlap sack with something in it. And she approaches the house. And are you guys still cleaning, or did you stop that after he found the skeleton?
No, I was
No,
going to continue. At some point, we would have
going.
started a fire.
Okay. So you guys start a fire, and she comes home and she sees that you guys have cleaned and everything and started a fire, and she's just like, "Oh, it's so warm in here and so clean. It's you really shouldn't have. I'm going to go
Well,
make us some
you
food."
Should have, but we're happy to help.
So she goes into the kitchen, and you hear her taking stuff out of the sack and getting like utensils out of the drawers and busying herself.
I kind of,
Peek in there.
I
think she-
mentioned to the guys, I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to her.
All right.
Okay. You enter the kitchen, and she's taken out a knife, and she's got a whole bunch of potatoes on the table, and she's like cutting them very slowly, like about 30 seconds per slice.
Oh Jesus! I'm like, do you want some help?
Oh no, I could never ask for your help.
Well, I'm offering. You don't need to ask.
I only have the one knife.
All right, that's
Why
okay.
did you take the knife?
Yeah. How about
Do you have
someone
other
else takes
things?
the knife?
Yeah.
She has other things she could do. You could cut.
Well, I've got some carrots to peel if you'd like to do that.
Do you want to peel those? I'll cut these up. I'm pretty deft with a knife.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Are you a chef? And she hands the knife to you.
No, I'm a ranger.
I just stab things.
Yeah, this knife that she hands you, by the way, this knife could barely cut its way through a potato. It is so dull.
Okay. So I'm not going much faster.
Probably not. You're kind of like severing the fiber itself just by force. You start to see
I
maybe
probably.
she takes out
Alright.
she takes out a grater and starts equally slowly grating each carrot. About 10
So-
seconds per swipe.
I just go to her and I said, so I take it after your husband left, it seems you just kind of gave up on this place.
She doesn't say anything. She's got her back to you right now, so she just kind of her scraping of the carrots stops when you mention her husband, but then gradually it resumes slicing again, and she doesn't answer.
Like I've lost men too, so I know what you feel.
And she
It-
again
it's
doesn't
just-
respond
It's not easy.
and keeps
Yeah.
peeling.
It might help to talk about it.
I don't like to talk about it.
Well, if you ever feel like it, I'm willing to listen.
And as she does that, she actually catches her finger in the grater that she was using for the carrots, and she takes a huge slice of skin off of her
Great.
thumb, and she doesn't react at all. You see this flap of
Okay.
skin go flying, and blood actually starts leaking out of her thumb all over the carrot, and she just keeps on peeling it or grating it.
I kind of look for a rag and grab it and stop her.
She's gonna murder us.
Not if we
That's all I'm
murder
s-
first.
That's all
Okay,
I'm
she
saying.
yeah. So you grab a rag
Like,
and
stop. Like, look what you've done.
oh, I didn't even see that. I'm sorry. I got blood all over your carrots. I'll have to wash these all over again. And she
Okay, my dad does that all the time. He never knows where he gets his.
so she says, yeah, I think I'll why don't you let me finish up dinner and you go ahead and sit down in the living room and I'll let you know when it's ready.
Okay. I get out of it.
I'm not eating that food.
No. I tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, you see him come out with a bloody rag. Actually, she'd probably have it still on her hand, and
Right.
but yeah, you've got little kind of drops of blood on your hand, and you explain what happened to the
Might have
group.
any healing ability that can give her.
Groot, was there anything else upstairs besides the body?
Um,
Not
no, he didn't see anything really. It looks like the entire attic had been cleaned out of whatever else might have been in there at any time.
Okay.
Is there any like charm spells or anything that we can get
I
real
mean,
information out of her?
Well, you can tell that she is obviously broken mentally. I mean, she's nuts.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
if you guys had like maybe a greater restoration spell that sometimes works in terms of curing sanity.
I got nothing.
No.
great. I don't think that's greater
Available
restoration.
yet.
Would be way above
Yeah,
our
I
pay
think-
grade.
yeah, we're not a high enough level for that.
Maybe that Winter Bowl lady might. You know?
I'm trying to think of an excuse to go to the attic if you guys have something.
So, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna. My plan is to wait for her to finish cooking, and then when she kind of comes out, invite her to like sit with us, and then just casually like get her to confess.
Well, she takes about an hour preparing dinner, and it looks like, based on the smell, it's some kind of stew. Basically, what you suggested.
Uh-huh.
In addition to carrots and potatoes.
Fortified with blood.
Yeah,
Skin.
blood stew. Blood pudding for dessert. Yeah. So after about an hour or so, she says, "Well, dinner's served," and she you see that she's set out like about 6 bowls around the table with spoons, and she's got a pot of stew she's just taken off the fire. That's nice and piping hot. It actually doesn't smell bad. It smells like stew.
I said, "Well, please join us. We couldn't possibly eat without your company."
Well, thank you. I normally dine alone, but I'd be happy to join you. And so she sits down and happily starts slurping up her stew.
I say, "So, dear, isn't it time? Isn't it time for you to let go of your past?"
What do you mean?
Well, I think you're letting the past dictate your present. And if you were to just unburden yourself of your past, I think you'd feel a lot better.
How would I do that?
Well, you could start by telling us the truth about your husband and why he's upstairs in the attic.
She drops the spoon into her stew, and it splashes all over the table, and she just like stops and she just stares at the side of the pot of stew.
It's all right. It's all right. We're all friends here. No one's.
I'm not
We
judging you.
understand. Just
Speak
tell
for
us.
yourself.
We will. We'll judge her later. We'll judge her later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell.
I think Tim froze. Uh-oh. Oh, everybody else froze. I'm having internet issues, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, we could hear you and see you just fine the whole time. It was really weird.
I figured it was internet on my side. I don't know. It was like Skype froze. I don't know what it was. I mean, Roll20 didn't give me a network
that's
issue or anything. It was just Skype froze.
All right, well, anyway, I just tell her, hey, it's time. You'll feel so much better if you just, reveal the truth. Unburden yourself. You'll be surprised at how much better you feel.
I think that would warrant a persuasion check.
Probably. Me with my 0 persuasion.
Yeah, you should have let me do it.
Well, I'll aid you. How about that?
Well,
Go
you're the one
calm down.
talking. You're the one making the roll.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got shit.
Well, yeah, she doesn't really react negatively or positively to your comment. She just continues staring at the pot of stew.
Come on, Kyle. Step up.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
I'm gonna say what he's trying to say is, if you know what happened to your husband, you should confess to us so we can help you.
You can go ahead and make a persuasion check. Wow.
All right. That's a lot better.
Okay, she actually starts crying. And she doesn't move. She just starts sobbing. And the sobs start turning into like hoarse screams.
Guys, we broke her.
You broke her with a
already broken.
24 persuasion check. And the screams and sobs start turning into, "He's dead! He's dead! He's dead!" And her face falls forward into her soup as she falls unconscious.
All right, well,
Okay.
like
Yeah, I'm gonna
obviously
pull her face out of the soup so she doesn't
Yeah.
drown in a bowl
Okay.
of soup. First of all.
Okay. Yeah, so she's now unconscious with a face full of soup.
all right. Well, we clean her up a little bit. I think we should take her into town, and I don't know, who do we give her to? Is there a church? Is there a priest? Is there a?
Well, there's a priest
give her
of
to the-
Helm in that bar that the guy told you about.
I mean, since
Gotta
she's
be a
passed
church
out,
here.
can I check her pockets to see if she has like a key or anything on her?
Make a perception check.
Get another 24.
Oh,
No.
That's not a 24.
Body cavity search.
well, you don't find anything in her pockets.
Ew.
Around her neck.
You don't find a necklace or anything around her neck. You go mirror if you want to make a perception check. You can.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh, there
Oh,
you go.
God, holy crap.
In her brassiere, you find a small key that looks like it would fit the padlock. to the attic door.
All right. I take it. And,
He's a lot more comfortable digging around in another woman's brassiere than I am.
exactly.
Okay,
I,
so
I
there's
wipe
gotta
it off and I hand it to Groot. Would you like
Okay.
to? Would you,
This is
Sure,
for you.
I'll take the booby
like,
key.
why?
Why? Booby key. Check.
you
Booby
want to
key.
go up there and look?
Sure. Let's go. Let's
Go.
take the booby key and go.
The Booby Key. Oh, that's tonight's episode's title for sure. The Booby
wipe
Key.
it off.
the booby key. Wow. I'm gonna quick bind her up so she
Yes.
doesn't run away.
Okay.
Yes.
Not not in a way that she would be completely uncomfortable, but in a way that at least she doesn't run away. If
Uh-huh.
she wakes up.
Or
Sure.
harm herself.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's terribly strong, so you can pretty easily do
Okay.
that. Yeah, I mean, hell, you tied up a freaking giant, so I think
Right.
this woman's not going to be too much of an issue. So yeah, you can tie her up, and then if you go to the padlock door, the key definitely fits that. So that is apparently the key to the padlock, and if you want, you can open it. And
You should.
Let's do that.
all right, it opens up, and you see what Groot saw in spider form before, but now at a normal perspective. Stairs kind of go up and dogleg up to the top. Attic is hot, mainly empty, except for what looks to be a pretty apparent shape of a body, or what Groot said was a skeleton underneath the sheet.
Move the
Go
sheet.
off the sheet.
Yep, it is definitely a human skeleton, or a humanoid skeleton anyway. It's rotted enough that you can't tell what race it was, but it's definitely humanoid.
Any jewelry that we can see on rings or anything like that?
Nothing obvious, no.
Let's take out our cell phones and make some video and Facebook Live it.
Isn't that the sending spell, pretty much? All your other party members send back like.
Yeah. Right. So there's nothing that we can quote unquote identify him that we can
I'll
find.
just try to cure wounds on the skeleton.
Yeah, that's gonna work. No,
Yeah, I can't spare the dying.
yeah, I think you're a little past the expiration.
I cast revivify. It's like a 10-year thing.
Exactly. Yeah, obviously the corpse has been, or not the corpse, but the skeleton has been there for years,
Right.
and it definitely looks like it could be
Probably
10 years old.
years.
Yeah, whatever
I would
clothes.
say we find a blanket or something and wrap it up in them and tie it up. And
Well,
Well,
it
in
was.
a
There's a sheet right there.
Zumbra.
That's what was on it.
Yeah.
oh, all right. Well, let's have the bones in the sheet, and then take the bones and take her, and let's find, like, there's got to be a militia or somebody in this town at this. We can.
So are you taking any kind of
12.
precautions with moving these bones in any way, or how are you?
I don't know why would you move them? Let's just
Yeah,
leave.
I don't think we need to move them.
Okay.
Let's go
All
talk
right. Well,
to
we'll leave
the
them then.
talk to the Lord Protector and
So you're gonna
This
leave.
is-
You're
sounds
gonna
like
leave the
it's
bones
no
there then and
problem.
go back downstairs.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
somebody.
We'll lock the door again. Using the booby key.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lock it up.
Okay.
Keep the key. The booby key.
So
Go
you lock the
ahead.
door. Keep
Gotta
the booby key.
I'll put it in my brassiere.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, how she can't be terribly heavy.
No, she's actually pretty frail. You'd think maybe she's 120, maybe.
Well, can some of us stay here and then others of us just go?
Well, yeah. Why don't
Lord
one of us,
Protector.
a couple of us can run into town and bring people back.
Yeah.
Because it
I
sounds
agree
like
with
this
that.
is a problem for the Lord Protector. I mean, if someone killed someone in her town, or if he died of natural causes, whatever it is, it's not up to us to decide.
Where were those
Their
brothers
problem.
What was that, Dave?
again? Are those brothers are from this town too?
Well, don't worry about them yet.
Oh,
They
okay.
said they were staying in the
I don't
campground. They're from out of town, but they're staying in the campground.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. But the Lord Protector knows all about the quote unquote story. So
Yeah. We'll talk to the Lord Protector.
Yeah.
We don't need to involve them. I don't want them to come mess with the bones or anything because they're
Right.
freaking out about their brother. They don't need to know about it yet.
we'll let
Okay.
the Lord Protector talk to her. That
Yeah.
night.
Okay, so who's going to get Darathra and who is staying at the place?
I'll go get Darathra.
Okay. All right, so Samuel goes off to do that. The rest of you stay at the boarding house. She does not.
Yeah.
Yep.
She does not wake up in the meantime. Samuel, you arrive at the tower. It's now probably sundown, but
Yeah.
she actually would still be there. So if you knock on the door, she eventually answers it and asks what's going on, what's up.
So we were looking for a place to stay around this town, and everything seems pretty booked up. So we decided to stay at the Six Windows. And what's her name?
Her name is Tolmara.
Tolmara. Okay, and Tolmara kind of
She
broke
crazy.
down. She seems a little crazy.
Hmm.
She told us that her husband was dead, and we looked in the attic, and there's a pile of bones that I would assume belongs to her husband. This seems like something that you may want to take up. It's not really our jurisdiction to deal with something like this, but
Yeah, no. Jeez. She's
so
like, she looks like she's actually not surprised, but at the same time, she's just like, oh crap.
She's surprised.
She's like, this is what I needed on a Friday night or whatever.
yeah, it's quite shocking. I don't know. She broke down and she does not seem well, which may be because she killed him, but I'm not gonna judge that. Maybe she didn't.
Well, has she threatened you or your companions in any way?
No, she hasn't threatened us. But I do know that her husband's brothers were in town, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to.
They were there.
I don't want them to attack her in any way if they were to find out about
No,
it or
that's
something.
you're very wise about that. They will need to be notified if this turns into something, but okay. Tell you what, let me send 2 of the 12 with you to escort you, and if you want, I'll actually deputize you as well to act as an agent of the town temporarily.
Okay.
I mean, just for tonight, so you can
Yeah.
kind of direct them as needed. But I would say that probably best course of action: take her into custody and place her under arrest, so we can investigate these bones and find out what's going on behind it. But it sounds
All
like,
right, that makes sense.
yeah, she's not been right for a long time, and I hate to be judgmental, but if she's got bodies stashed, even if they're old bodies, it doesn't sound like from your description she's exactly moved on, shall we say. So
No, not at all. The place was very unkempt as well. I don't know if anyone's been staying there for a long time. I sure hope she didn't kill anyone else or anything. It's just weird.
I really hope so too. But we've gotten travelers passing through, but none of them stay more than a night, and the place has kind of gained a reputation amongst the passersby. But anyway, yes, let's try and keep this on the low down quiet. I trust you as per your badge that you showed me that you know what needs to be done, and we take care of our own here. So I'm gonna put my confidence in you to handle this. But if you can get have these 2 12s that I send with you, they can take her into custody.
12. Absolutely. We'll keep it on the down low until we figure out more about what's going on.
that would be awesome and greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for coming to me, and
Yes.
I am very appreciative and have a high degree of respect for your level of professionalism in dealing with this.
Thank you. And if you need anything, you know where we'll be. We're going to plan on staying there overnight still.
Oh, you are okay. Well, as
Someone's
long
gotta
as you
look
don't.
after the place if she's
Yeah, we might have
arrested.
some investigation going on. So if you don't mind people tromping around in the attic or whatever, but
Yeah.
well, technically you paid her, but we may be taking possession of the estate depending on what happens. But for now, tonight,
Understandable. We'll look over the place while you're figuring out what's going on.
very good. And
Make sure.
yeah, if you find
nothing
anything else out,
happens.
let us know. So anyway, she goes and fetches a couple of her the 12, the deputies, or the I don't know what you call them actually, agents that she uses, and two humans. They're dressed basically in normal everyday guard, like leather armor. They each have a sword, and they come with you back to the place. She still has not woken up, so she's still unconscious, completely unconscious, and still tied up. So they want to take her into custody, and if she doesn't wake up, they'll carry her.
Yeah, she can't be that heavy for two men to
No,
carry.
no. They actually do have their own manacles that they can use to secure her. If you want your rope back, Tim.
Okay.
So
Sounds
they
good.
they first manacle her, then untie her. She still doesn't wake up, and they give you your rope back, and they say that feel free to investigate the rest of the house, but we would like to, when we get back, we'd like to take a look at the skeleton and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll be keeping that room locked until you guys come back. We won't be going anywhere near there.
That sounds good. So they take off. They're going to take her to a holding cell, and then they'll return back once they've done that. So it'll take them maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do that. Do you guys want to do anything else in the meantime?
It's got to be pretty late by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably coming up on maybe 8 o'clock.
I'll make some good berries so we can eat something.
Yeah,
You don't want the
plan on
stew?
eating your stew.
Stew's probably cold at this point anyway.
Yeah, I
yeah.
went for good berries and a sleep.
Yeah, get some rest if we can.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're getting kind of close to wrapping up tonight, I think. But basically, a few things do happen. The guards do come back. They ask to see the attic, investigate the skeleton upstairs. Assuming you guys open the padlock for
Yeah,
them.
sure.
Okay.
Take it out of
Yep.
my boob.
Oh, the boob key.
It's now in her bra.
The exalted boob key. Can I touch it? They go upstairs and they find the skeleton. They take off the sheets, and do you guys stay up there with them, or you just let them go ahead and do their work and hit the sack?
Just
No,
let them
it's
do
what?
that.
Yeah, watch.
I was gonna hang out with them a little bit.
Okay.
Go for it.
I needed.
All right. So
any
while you're up there watching
assistance
them,
with anything.
they're doing their whole CSI thing up there in the attic, and one of them, when he touches the skeleton, it actually animates and attacks.
Ah!
Oh!
I'm not going to go into combat for this because it's like a super low powered skeleton and you'd be able to take it out. I guess it depends on how you want to deal with this. It scares the shit out of them. And startles you guys too, because you were totally not expecting this thing to animate. How do you want
Not
to
at all.
deal with it?
We'll jump in if we have to, but we'll let them guys.
Well, no, how physically do you want to deal with it?
Is it attacking?
It actually, yes, it's animated and it's actually like attacking with its claws, if you will.
Mindlessly going. Okay.
But it's
Scared
basically
it.
like it doesn't have a weapon, so it's just basically attacking unarmed.
Yeah. Like I said,
Um,
I mean, are they defending themselves?
Well, really not sure because this is like they don't want to be destroying evidence, but the evidence is trying to destroy them. So they're going to defend themselves, but they're kind of actually, Kyle, they're kind of looking to you for like advice here on what they should do. Because you've been kind of.
I'm gonna cast hypnotic pattern
Oh, that's interesting.
and hypnotize it.
What kind of say? Is that a save DC?
It's a wisdom
Save?
DC
Yeah,
14.
Not very wise. So no, the skeleton's bones fail, and I think.
Okay, so it's charmed and incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Okay, how long can you
For a
hold
minute.
that going
So-
on?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so that'll hold it for a
We
minute.
we have a minute to figure out what to do about this.
Smashy, smashy.
Yeah.
Man, it's not going to destroy the skeleton.
Yeah. I
No,
know we don't
we
want to
are.
destroy evidence, but
Well, why don't you
You
tie
guys-
it up in the sheet, and just it won't be able to get out, right? If you put the
Wait,
sheet over it, and then
You said for a
tie it
minute.
up, right?
You said you'd be able to hold it for a minute.
yeah.
Okay. So after actually about 30 seconds or so, the bones just fall to the ground again and collapse.
Oh.
Well, there you go. Well done.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of look at them like problem
Don't-
solved.
I would still tie them all up so they can't get out.
Don't touch it again.
Don't touch it again.
Yeah,
You
you
don't have
won't be able to tie them up unless you touch them.
Well, put it in the sheet, and then wrap up the sheet, and then tie up the sheet. If it animates, whatever, right? Burlap, something.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you want to make a dexterity check to see if you can cover the bones with a sheet and then collect the corners of the sheet to tie it up without
Okay.
actually touching the bones, go ahead.
Wait, before we do that, I
What
will.
about Mage Hand?
Yeah, I have mage hand, so
Yeah.
can I pick up a bone with mage hand, or will that activate it?
We'll find out if you try it.
I will try it. I cast mage hand. And I pick up the skull.
Yeah, it does animate. I'm just reading the description of what happens here. If Mirrex or if the bones are touched, it animates. So it animates again. What do you want to do about it now?
Damn it!
Damn it, Tim.
Well, it's not going to have many hit points, so let's just fight it normally, I guess.
Why can't we just cover it up with a sheet and it'll go away in 30 seconds?
Yeah. Let's get the
Throw
sheet under it.
We'll throw the sheet over it for now.
Well, okay,
Try
it's animated. It's basically gonna rip at the sheet and actually try and tear it apart to get through it to attack.
Yeah.
And in the meantime,
Try to get the sheet under it on the floor, like stretched out.
But it's attacking.
yeah, it's actually not doing a great job of hitting.
Just-
But it is swinging at the two guardsmen.
I tell them to back off.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they're basically, like I said, they're actually looking to Kyle for instructions on how to handle it because they don't want to destroy evidence without authority. I mean, they're just kind of like holding up they're basically in total defense mode.
Yeah. Hold up your shields and defend yourself until it will fall in 30 seconds. We've seen that.
Okay. Yep. And
And
yeah,
I'm going to. Yeah.
yeah. If you wait 30 seconds,
yes,
it does
that-
actually fall to the ground again.
So let's do the sheet thing.
Okay.
Several
So
sheets.
I'm not sure how that's going to work. You're going to cover it up with a sheet,
If
and then what?
you touched it,
I think we need to try to slide the sheet underneath
Can I
it.
use like sleight of hand to try to slide the sheet underneath
Sure.
it and wrap it up without touching it?
Sure. Go ahead.
I think if 4 people take a corner,
Yeah,
Not
that
a great
probably
roll,
is. Yeah, that's probably good enough. To get the sheet underneath it enough so you could like pull it up and the rest of the bones would just kind of tumble to the center of the sheet anyway. All you really need is like a
Yeah.
corner on either side of it. You don't need it to be perfect.
right?
So you basically pile it up, get the sheet around it, and you
In
can
a
tie
sheet.
it off with a rope on top. Technically, you're not touching the bones even if you touch the
Right.
skeleton through the sheet, you're not touching the skeleton directly. So it doesn't animate. So you got it
And-
wrapped up now. Pretty much
And
it.
let them know, if anyone touches this, it will animate. So don't make sure that information is passed on.
Yeah.
So people don't touch it.
I think we're just gonna stick them put until we can get someone with some kind of divine spell casting ability over here to maybe help us out.
Yeah, someone who can maybe dispel whatever magic is afflicting them.
Yeah. I've heard that some divine spellcasters can even talk to dead folk. So maybe we can find out what's the story with the skeleton here. But I had to put money down. I'm betting it's her old man. But
The way she confessed to us, I would be inclined to believe that.
anyway, yes, we'll take the body and carry it from here. But thanks for the help. Appreciate it. Thanks for not destroying the evidence. And thanks for putting up with Ms. Crazy Lady over there. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't worry. And in the meantime, as long as you don't burn down the place, you're welcome to stay here overnight.
Thank you for your service to the town. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
your service to the town. You guys are just passing through. We didn't expect any help from anybody, but stepped up to the plate. Good job. Great job.
I'm not crazy, by the way.
What?
I'm not crazy. by
I'm
the
not
way.
crazy, by the way. He said, because you said, thanks for putting up with the crazy woman.
Oh,
I'm not crazy.
not you. We know you're not crazy.
Darathra is a good woman. I would help her.
Well, she's got a pretty high
So-
opinion of you, obviously, too. And I think that would extend to all you folk now who helped out with this thing. So, yeah, did a good deed tonight. So, rest well. Good job.
Thank you.
And
All
I
right.
think that's probably a good spot to end for tonight. So, you guys find yourselves in the 6 windows, absent its kooky former landlord, probably. Soon to be former.
I want to buy this in.
Well, it
You want to
may
buy the inn?
Yeah.
it may be for
Sure.
sale before too long.
Squatters'
I
rights.
know.
We will have to
Squatters'
see.
rights. Yeah, there you go.
But in the meantime, you still don't know what happened to Zindra Winterbow. You still haven't done any investigation
shit.
on the
No.
possible theft of the persons that you went to see at the Lion's Share.
We have
Yep.
a lot of items in the party loot that are worth a lot of gold. We could
Oh, I
probably
know.
buy the inn.
Probably buy this thing.
Could be. That'll probably go up for auction pretty cheap in its current condition. So, for now though, you've booked a week. You got it for a week without having to pay taxes for a week. Hey, might as well enjoy the stay. But anyway, I think that's a good spot to stop. So thanks, guys. We'll pick it up in a few weeks.
All right, thank you,
See ya.
Paul.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.